It's officially the first day of August, and it's Saturday Night Baseball from Chatham, Massachusetts. Welcome in on the Mariners Radio Network to Game 39 of the Mariners Cape League Summer. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman, and the M's square off with the Anglers for the fifth and final time this summer. There's a lot on the line. Harwich got a win earlier this morning in the front leg of the doubleheader today, and Harwich looks for the doubleheader sweep, and a win tonight over Chatham could clinch the number 3 seed in the East Division playoffs that start Tuesday next week.
That's right. Every team has Monday off, and the playoffs start on Tuesday. And the Mariners, with a win tonight, like you just said, clinch that 3 spot. Still don't know who they would play, either Brewster or YD. Right now, YD is overborne 2-0 as we speak over at Durham Park. Mariners were there earlier today. So even if you flip-flop from 3 to 4, you don't really know who you're going to play because YD and Brewster are still battling it out for the top.
This Harwich team has had a tough month of July, especially tough back end of July. But it seems like they're starting to turn the corner each and every game. A win this morning, 5-2 over the Bourne Braves. That was a nice win to pick up.
Yeah, trying to stay consistent, trying to become a team that you can rely on to go out there every single night and put a good battle out. The Mariners are always going to fight, but they had that 6-game losing streak. On the rough times, it seemed like nothing was going right for this Harwich squad, but now they've played a couple of good games together. They're starting to string them together, and they go for back-to-back for the first time in a while in the doubleheader today.
Harwich had a 4-run first inning on the road at Durham Park this morning, maybe one of the longest drives you can make in the Cape Cod Baseball League. You start your day at the Sagamore Bridge all the way on the most west part, or at least start of the Cape, and now we're all the way out east, the furthest place you can go here at Veterans Field, right off the water in Chatham. It's a great spot for a ball game, and they're filing in by the hundreds tonight. It's going to be a raucous atmosphere.
Oh, yeah, you see people out on the hill, people in front of us on the stands, and there's people down the right and left field lines with the playground down the right field line as well. There's so much happening at Veterans Field, and tonight, a Saturday night, it's going to be a packed one.
All right, Milo, let me put you on the spot. We're going to step aside shortly and come back with lineups and first pitch, but it's not the postseason just yet. A win tonight really makes tomorrow's game against Brewster meaningless when it comes to seeding or the result of the contest. What do you want to see tonight in the final chance with no pressure for the Mariners, where a majority of the starters are in the starting lineup tonight? What is the ticket that's going to make this team go come next week?
I think they need to find their identity again. Every good team, every championship team has an identity. They do something well that other teams might not necessarily think about as much. For the Mariners, it was stolen bases throughout the first half of the season. They steal more bases than anyone. They take advantage when hitters are in scoring position. So I think getting back to that tonight, that's the formula for success. That's why they were the best team in the Cape through a week or so of the season. So get back to that. You got the players to do it, so put the product out on the field.
Harwich v. Chatham coming up in a couple of minutes. The summer series on the line when we come back. First pitch, lineups, and plenty more. You're listening on the Mariners Radio Network. Chatham is rocking tonight. Mariner baseball coming up in a couple of minutes. A beautiful national anthem. And Saturday night baseball between the Anglers and the Mariners. Game 39 of the 40-game summer. Thrilled to have you with us on the Mariners Radio Network tonight. Let's take a peek at the Harwich Mariners starting lineup. The M's come in 20-18 for record. And their skipper in his 28th summer with Harwich, Steve Englert, calls on these guys to win the summer series against the A's tonight. Leading off playing right, Nico Brini. Batting second and center, Micah Kirikoff. Hitting third, the shortstop, Cade Curlin. The cleanup man will be the DH, Sean O'Leary. Batting fifth will be Quentin Coates playing first base. Peltier hits sixth at third base. Tucker Stockman, the catcher, will hit seventh. And the final two for Harwich, Paul Jones in left, with Charlie Criscola in his second start of the summer playing second base. So Milo, 6 of these 9 guys started in game 1 of the doubleheader. Just a few changes. Yeah,
a few changes. Ty Smolinski not in the lineup. He DH'd earlier today against Bourne. And then you got Tucker Stockman, who's catching for the Mariners now. And Paul Jones is in left field. Last time Paul Jones was here, he hit an RBI triple in the 9th inning deep to center field. So maybe he brings some of that juice back to Veterans Field because the Mariners are going to need it.
Well, every time these two teams square off, something exciting is bound to happen. Chatham has 2 wins, Harwich has 2 wins, and the 5th and final meeting is just minutes away. Of the last 3 meetings between these ball clubs, all 3 have come in walk-off fashion.
Yeah, talk about exciting finishes. Last time we were here, it was a walk-off wild pitch. The A's won that one. Jackson Hotchkiss had his walk-off single. Sean O'Leary with his walk-off walk. Both of those came back at White House Field. Every single home team so far in this season series has won. So if the Mariners, they want to win tonight, they're going to have to go against the grain.
Tonight, the starter for Chatham is Justice DeYoung, the 6'3", 220-pound right-hander, transferring to NC State after a freshman year at Auburn, where he only pitched 5 innings. Gave up 6 earned runs at school. Small sample, but he's pitched a lot on Cape Cod and has been very strong. DeYoung, 9 appearances. This is his first start in 19 innings pitched. Has just given up 7 earned runs and struck out 19. Nico Brini ready to dig in the left side. Here we go. Over 1,500 people here, 70 degrees, a little bit of ocean breeze in Chatham. And the Chatham charm in full effect on Saturday night, August the 1st. Cape League playoffs just a few days away. Right on left matchup, DeYoung kicks, fires, and misses high with a fastball, 1-0. 7:03 first pitch. Harwich switching things up tonight with a unique jersey combination. The typical baby powder blue pants, the high stirrup socks, but the practice or the batting practice uniforms. 1-0 to Brini, taken up and away, 2-0. They are navy, they are mesh, a little Cape Cod Baseball League patch on the left shoulder, and the Harwich lettering along with the number in red. 2-0 coming to Brini. That's up and away. 3 consecutive balls to start the game.
You look at the Mariners and Nico Brini right now who's hitting. There's just so much happening. There's red, there's baby blue, there's navy blue, there's some white.
3-0. That's in there. That clipped the outside corner. Nothing but fastballs so far for DeYoung. And the red helmets, I mean, it almost just looks like a sandwich. The red helmets with the red socks, top and bottom. Then you got navy red, powder blue. 3-1, taken up and away. Breaking ball from DeYoung. And Brini draws a 5-pitch walk, the leadoff man aboard for the M's. That walk is our free pass of the game, presented by Cape Cod Community College. Go to Cape Cod Community College for free. Every program, no tuition or fees for those that qualify. capecod.edu/free for more. Brini aboard on the walk. Kirikoff steps in. Kirikoff started the morning game against Bourne, was 1 for 3, and hit second. DeYoung comes home. Runner goes from first, pitch down, throw down to second on one hop, not in time. Nico Brini avoids the tag from Cam Pruitt. The throw from the catcher Marshall beat Brini, but he somehow escaped.
This is the identity I was talking about. First pitch, no hesitation. Nico Brini takes off for second base. This was the Mariners of the first couple of weeks of the season when they were arguably the best team here on the Cape.
1-0 the count, runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here's the pitch. Taken on the outside edge, called a strike, even with Kirikoff at 1-1. We got the chance to talk to Steve Englert pregame. He shared that Kirikoff has been comfortable hitting in this top three of the Mariners lineup. Can he come through? The 1-1 taken again. Another fastball from the righty DeYoung, called strike 2.
Yeah, it's an interesting move in the lineup here. It seems like Kirikoff hitting 2 has been a thing that's set in stone now, and it's a move that you make pretty late into the season.
Here comes the 1-2. Line drive into shallow right field, and it's down for a base hit. Brini had to hold up because the second baseman Cam Pruitt had a play, but he couldn't make it. A single for Kirikoff, and here comes Harwich in the opening inning. First and third, nobody out with Cade Curlin stepping in.
Yeah, maybe that's a ball off the bat that is caught for Kirikoff in the first half of the season when he was struggling. But over these last couple of weeks, it seems like he's getting the benefit of the doubt and coming through for the Mariners. A big reason why he's hitting number 2.
If you put it in that spot, you're going to get on a majority of the time. Speed off a first, speed off a third. Nobody out for Cade Curlin. DeYoung from the stretch. First pitch, down low with the fastball, 1-0. Remember, Harwich had a 4-hit, 4-run first inning this morning. 12:30 first pitch at Bourne en route to their 5-2 victory. 1-0 pitch. Kirikoff goes from first, pitch up, throw down to second. Got him. Kirikoff's out. Brini stayed put at third, even with the throw down from the catcher Marshall. That's just the second time Mike has been thrown out stealing a base this summer, and a big first out for Chatham.
He was 10 for 11 coming in to this game today, and a good throw from Marshall. Sometimes you just have to tip your cap.
Runner at third, 1-out situation still. 2-0 the count on Cade Curlin. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball about shoulder high. Curlin couldn't get upstairs to catch it. 2-1 the count. Curlin, a .235 hitter, 13 runs batted in. Had 3 RBIs this morning. He's been swinging a hot bat. Can he come through? 2-1. Swing and a miss. Another fastball from DeYoung. This time it was up and away. 2-2 on the Mariners shortstop.
Yeah, 2 fastballs on Curlin. Maybe DeYoung goes to a breaking ball here. Keep the righty in the box a little bit off balance.
Harwich trying to strike first in the opening inning. The 2-strike pitch. Punched back foul. Curlin staying alive. Another high fastball, and it warrants Curlin to chase, but this time he fouls it off.
He's been swinging away at those high pitches. DeYoung has yet to really flirt with the lower half of the zone.
A walk and a single. The Mariners just have a runner at third with 1 out to show for it. 2-2 the count on Curlin. The pitch. Punch towards shallow right field. A long run for Paul Mees. He's there. Brini tags from third. A looping throw in is not in time, and an RBI sac fly gets the scoring started in Chatham. Curlin drives in Nico Brini. 1-0 Harwich.
Good piece of hitting for Cade Curlin. And again, for the second time today, the Mariners get on the board in the first inning. A good start offensively.
2 outs, nobody on. Sean O'Leary, the cleanup man, digs into the left side. DeYoung back to the windup. First pitch, fouled back into the netting for strike 1. Man, there is something about this place that, yeah, we're just broadcasters. We're not playing in a doubleheader, but this day was a little daunting. Long drives, a lot of baseball on the air. Maybe tired coming into tonight, but it wakes you up. This place is alive. 0-1 to Shano. Breaking pitch misses away. 1-1.
Yeah, there's a buzz that you can't really feel at any other ballpark, it seems, here on the Cape. And Chatham back in the playoffs. It's going to be buzzing there, too.
1-1. That's up and away. Breaking ball just can't come down right now early on for Justice DeYoung. O'Leary ahead 2 balls and a strike. There's probably 500 people in the outfield and 1,000 or so behind home plate. 2-1 pitch. Put up in the air down the left field line, drifting into foul territory. Peoples comes over, called off by the third baseman Bell, who makes the over-the-shoulder catch. Tougher than it needed to be, but it ends the inning for Chatham. Harwich on a hit and a sac fly from Curlin strikes first. One hit for one run, no errors, and nobody left on base. It's 1-0 Harwich. Will be back for the Chatham starting lineup after this. The Chatham A's and their starting lineup sounds like this tonight. Chatham comes in 16, 18, and 3 for record. They're 3 games back of Harwich, and they need to win out to take the 3 seed from the Mariners. Leading off, the right fielder out of Kansas, Jamie Palmise. Batting second from West Virginia, Armani Guzman in center field. Hitting third, the Texas A&M transfer playing third base, Jack Bell. Eddie Marshall will hit fourth, the catcher out of Florida. Batting fifth out of the University of Georgia, Ty Peoples is in left field tonight. Batting sixth, Cam Pruitt, the second baseman out of Missouri. In the 7th spot, it'll be Tyler Howe, the UNC first baseman. 8 and 9 is Aiden Eshelman, the shortstop from UTSA, and Jacob Driver, the DH from Meridian Community College. The Mariners give the ball to the 6'4", 230-pound right-hander out of the U.S. Naval Academy, Brady Bendick.
Brady Bendick has looked real impressive so far this summer with the Mariners, and this is his first start. So excited to see how he fares starting a ball game instead of coming out of the bullpen. Maybe not expected to go too long tonight as the playoffs are just around the corner. Steve Englert and company are trying to line up innings here and see who's going to be ready to go come Tuesday. But Bendick has electrifying stuff. 2 games so far. He has yet to allow a run and 10 strikeouts in 6 innings.
Chatham has just 3 guys in their lineup that have started more than 15 games this summer. For reference, Harwich, well, they have 5 of them in their lineup, and Smolinski's not playing. A few of the other guys are sitting. Chatham needs this one a little bit more than Harwich, but both teams in the postseason. Palmise digs in, right on right with Bendick. 6'4" righty comes home. First pitch is fouled off for strike 1. Harwich strikes first in the opening inning. A Nico Brini walk, a stolen base, a Kirikoff base hit, and then the Curland sac fly. M's up 1-0. Here's the 0-1. Palmise fouls it back this time, and it's quickly 0-2. Really cool moment. Bendick at a State College, Pennsylvania, a rising senior at Navy, dominated collegiately. A 2.42 ERA in 82 innings pitched. And he's scoreless so far on Cape Cod. 0-2. Swing and a foul tip caught by the catcher Stockman. A 3-pitch strikeout to start Brady Bendick's start in Chatham.
What a start. 11 strikeouts on the young season for Brady Bendick. I mean, he has proven to be someone who has full control. Just 2 walks coming into the day as well.
Armani Guzman digs in, center fielder out of West Virginia. Left-handed hitter. Bendick throws a fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. Just 3 pitches. First pitch. Taken for a strike on the outer edge. That's an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, 0-1. So the fastball comes in around 86, 87. The curve at 72. The changeup in the middle at 78. 0-1. Swung on, driven high and deep, out to right center field. Brini to the wall. He caught it on the warning track, on the run. Nico Brini steals an extra base hit from Armani Guzman. 2 up, 2 down in the home half of the first.
Ball is barreled into the right center field gap. The ball seems to fly here every time we're here. But Brini, an excellent job at tracking that one down. My goodness. He played left field in game number 1 against Bourne earlier today. Now he's over in right.
Made a diving catch in that Bourne game as well. 2 outs and nobody on for Jack Bell. First pitch. Taken for a strike on the outer edge. Bendick has been going to that fastball. All three of these first hitters have taken a called strike right on the outside corner. Bendick rocks back and comes home. The 0-1. Cut on and foul tipped for strike 2. This is Bendick's first start in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Got to be comforting to know you have a defender like Nico Brini and others behind you. Girakoff might even be better in center field. 0-2 on its way. Skips in the dirt. 1-2 on Bell. Jack Bell played this year collegiately at TCU. He's since transferred to Texas A&M. Ball and 2 strikes. Harwich up 1-0. Bottom of the first. 2 outs with nobody on. 2-strike pitch. Just a little bit away. Bendick called back on the fastball, and the big fella in all of his data says that the fastball comes in around 85. He just threw that one 88. Maybe some adrenaline tonight. First Cape League start. 2-2. Bouncing ball foul, third base side. Good at bat here from Jack Bell.
Yeah, it's really interesting for someone as big of a frame as he is. It kind of psychs you out. You're expecting maybe a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but it just comes in at 88, but just he has complete control of it.
2-2. Swing and a miss. He pulled the string with the curveball and struck him out. A 1-2-3 first featuring 2 strikeouts from the Mariners starter Brady Bendick. And the M's lead 1-0 after 1. You're listening on the Mariners Radio Network. Start of the second here at Veterans Field in Chatham. Harwich 1, Chatham 0. Milton Cat is proud to power the Cape all summer long. They sponsor the start of the second inning. 1-0 Mariners lead. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Harwich. Quentin Coates digs in for a right-on-right matchup with the Chatham starter Justice DeYoung. Coates did not play in the noon first game of this Saturday doubleheader, but he gets the start at first base tonight. First pitch. Cut on, ripped into the left center field gap. Nobody's going to get there. This ball is down. It rolls all the way onto the warning track. Coates going to second. A stand-up double for Coates, and the play was closer than it needed to be. Coates didn't slide. A really good throw in from center field off the arm of Guzman. But here come the Mariners again, a man in scoring position with nobody out.
Yeah, really nice piece of hitting. Why waste any time? Fastball right down the middle, and he just lasers it. And now Coates with that hit, average back over 270.
Man, he has really come alive. He was hitting under 200 for what felt like all of June. J.P. Peltier, the hitter. First pitch to him. Low and away, ball 1. Peltier almost the opposite of Coates, where Peltier, a Cape League All-Star like Coates, was hitting 250, 300, 16 runs batted in is where he's dominated. But the average is all the way down to 198 right now. 1-0 pitch. Cut on and fouled away behind the home plate. That's a souvenir. Ball and a strike on Peltier.
Both Coates and Peltier, all-stars.
Peltier, 2 homers to go along with those 16 ribbies. He's in a 1-1 count now. DeYoung comes home. Pitch just misses inside. A breaking ball didn't come back in the right-on-right matchup. 2-1.
Coates is hitting 286 in the month of July. Peltier 164 this month.
See if Peltier can come through. The 2-1. Call it a strike on the outside corner. That's a really good slider from the righty DeYoung. Evens the count at 2-2. Coates off a second after a leadoff double. The Mariners scored 1 on a hit, a walk, and a sac fly in the first. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Peltier strikes out. The first punch out of the night comes at a good time for Justice DeYoung. And there's 1 out. Coates still at second. The catcher, Tucker Stockman, is coming up.
And it's another at-bat when you just want to hit a ground ball to the right side of the infield or hit a fly ball. Put the ball in play at the very least, because now Coates is still at second.
Stockman 3 for his first 22 on Cape Cod. Looking for that first run batted in. First pitch. Taken down the middle. Good fastball from DeYoung, called strike 1. DeYoung's like you, Milo. New York, New York is his hometown.
Oh, yeah.
0-1. Taken outside. Another fastball, this time it missed. 1-1 on DeYoung. Remember we talked about the last time we saw a guy from New York City. It's tough to play baseball out there.
Real tough.
You can attest to that.
Not a lot of space.
1-1. Hot shot, third base side, gloved on the backhand by Bell. A throw across the diamond, one of the best plays we've seen at the hot corner in a long, long time. A one-hopper rocketed off the bat of Stockman. Bell steals a hit, he steals an RBI, and records the out at first. Coates stays put at second base with 2 outs.
Oh, I mean, the chances of that being a backhanded pick by Bell and the throw on target at first are so low. But, I mean, he just was exquisite with that. And the rocket of the throw, too.
On the money. Paul Jones digs in, left-handed hitter, batting 8th tonight for Harwich. First pitch to him. Swing and a miss, strike 1. DeYoung had been starting a lot of Mariners with first pitch fastballs. That time he pulls the string and gives the lefty Jones the slider. Coates off a second, 2 outs now. The 0-1 in the dirt, blocked by the catcher Eddie Marshall. Ball and a strike on Jones. The last time we were at this ballpark, Paul Jones had a triple in the top of the 9th inning. An RBI triple. It cut the deficit to 1. Harwich tied the game as Jones scored on the next pitch, a wild pitch. Mariners lost 4-3 in the bottom of the 9th. The 1-1 coming. In the air, deep down the right field line. It's hugging the foul pole, and it's just foul. Home run distance by north of 50 feet. Jones laid into that, but was a little bit too early.
Oh, I mean, we've seen him do that a couple times this summer. His last at-bat, actually, was a home run at Hyannis yesterday.
Well, get this. He's 4 for 26, and of his 4 hits, he has a home run, a triple, and a double. He's down in the count 1-2. 2-strike pitch. Up high with the heat. Good take from Jones. He likes those high fastballs, but laid off. Works it to a 2-2 count. Harwich trying to not strand a leadoff double in the top of the second. The M's up 1-0 here at Arrakis Veterans Field. 2-2. Taken and cold, strike 3. Jones strikes out on a nasty breaking ball right down the middle. The Mariners strand Quentin Coates' leadoff double. No runs on 1 hit, 1 man left on base. And Harwich with a 1-0 lead. We've played an inning and a half in Chatham. You're listening on the Mariners Radio Network. Veterans Field, the home of the Chatham A's, and also the home of the number 4 seed in the Cape Cod playoffs, coming out of the East Division. Chatham currently in the 4th spot, Harwich in the 3 spot tonight. Could change that potentially when it's all said and done. Bottom of the second, Harwich up 1-0. Eddie Marshall takes a first pitch fastball inside for ball 1. Alongside Milo Hoffman, I'm Luke Brenneman. 2 hits in the first 2 innings tonight for the Mariners. 1 run to show for it. Brady Bendick back on the hill after a 1-2-3 first. 1-0 to Marshall. Taken outside. Fastball from Bendick. Misses 2 times in a row. Marshall ahead.
And Bendick was magnificent first inning. A pair of strikeouts. He's been in full control ever since putting on a Mariner uniform.
2-0, taken inside again. 3-0 in the Marshall at bat. Bendick digs back in, first base side of the rubber, right on right here with the Chatham catcher. 3-0. That's ball 4. 4 straight miss in the Marshall at bat. And the first walk of Bendick is to the leadoff man for the A's in the second.
Yeah, not exactly what you want here if you're Brady Bendick, but got to settle back in. Middle of the lineup here for Chatham.
Runner at first, nobody out. Ty Peoples steps into the left side. Peoples making his 22nd start of the summer tonight. Marshall has not attempted to steal a base this summer. First pitch to Peoples, called a strike. About letter high with the heat. The count's 0-1. Peoples a .225 hitter, 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. Leads this team with 19 walks on the summer. Check on the runner over there, Marshall. He's back with the dive. No tag from the first baseman Coates. Marshall is back in plenty of time. 0-1 the count here on the left fielder Peoples. 0-1. Outside and in the dirt, ball and a strike. Bendick has some of the best control that college baseball saw, especially the consistency of it. In 81 innings pitched, he only walked 27 hitters at the U.S. Naval Academy. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. High fastball. Bendick blew it right by him. Counts now 1-2. Cam Pruitt's on deck. Chatham trying to get that 1 run in the top of the first back, maybe some more. 5th and final meeting of the summer between the Anglers and the Mariners. Both teams have won 2. Another check on Marshall. He's back in time.
Yeah, this has been an exciting season series. Every time this 2 team plays, it seems to be close. Would be a fun playoff matchup, although that won't happen until the Eastern Division Finals.
2-strike pitch. That hit him. The breaking ball ran in on Peoples, and it snapped so much at the end that he did not think it was going to hit him. It completely caught him off guard, and he's limping down the first base line.
That does not feel good.
76-mile-an-hour pitch.
At that point, it doesn't even matter how fast it's coming in. I mean, you're happy it's not a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but if it gets you at the right spot, that'll sting.
So Bendick starts Marshall out with a walk to start the inning, then Ty Peoples gets hit by a 2-2 pitch, and it's Cam Pruitt, the hitter. First and second, nobody out, right on right with the new Missouri middle infielder. First pitch to Pruitt. Inside, ball 1. Bendick has now pitched 7 innings on Cape Cod, yet to give up a run, and has struck out 12 batters. This is the first time we're really seeing him battle control issues, and on cue, the catcher Stockman is going to go talk to him.
Now, it's felt like he's been in full control every single time he's pitched for the Mariners in the early going here of his Harwich career, but a little adversity here. You're going to run into something eventually. I mean, this is a very good Chatham squad. It's about how you respond.
1-0 the count. Meeting at the mound is over. This is Stockman's first time catching Brady Bendick. Other times he pitched, it was Jackson and Sean James. First and second, nobody out. The 1-0 home. Outside, another fastball. Bendick misses again. Counts 2-0. trying to steer this ship back into the strike zone. Brady Bendick on the hill. He's ready for the 2-0. Taken for a strike on the outside edge, 2-1.
Yeah, good to see him pound the zone there. 85 miles an hour on that fastball.
If you haven't seen the Mariners' new uniforms tonight, they're not new. They're just their practice uniforms with their road official pants. Check them out on our social media. They're pretty unique. Bendick steps off before the 2-1 pitch and calls time.
This kind of reminds me of playing in a video game. You know, you could do all the uniform combinations that you want, and getting creative with putting a weird top on weird pants.
2-1 home. Breaking ball lands on the outside edge. It's now 2-2.
Did you ever play Madden, like
Of
back
course.
in the day? And you know,
You could just choose everything.
right. You do like the Bengals, you know, black tops with the white paint. I remember doing that. It was
The
awesome.
1930s cleats.
Right, exactly.
2-on with nobody out. Here's the 2-2 to Pruitt. Taken low and away. The count goes full. Bendick on the verge of loading him up. There will be a payoff pitch. Pruitt 9 for 48 on Cape Cod. 2 runs batted in, just 1 extra base hit. It's a double. Payoff pitch. Got him looking with the fastball. Bendick froze him right on the outside edge. That's his 3rd punch out and a huge opening out to this 2nd inning.
Perfectly placed right there. And you trust pitchers who can get out of James right now. And double play still intact. He can roll him up here. Good job by Bendick.
Tyler Howe steps in, the left-handed hitter out of UNC. First pitch to Howe. Swing and a miss. A lot of first pitch fastballs from Bendick. He calls on the curveball this time. Gets ahead of Howe, 0-1. Howe is 10 for 38, just in his 14th start here for the Anglers. A nice start thus far to his Cape career. Bendick steps off, must be having issues with this pitch comm system. You get 2 disengagements per at-bat. And then you're booked for a pitch clock violation. 0-1 the count, 1st and 2nd, 1 out. The pitch. Called strike 2. Back-to-back curveballs to start out Tyler Howe. And Bendick can go wherever he wants with this 0-2.
So much control right now. Does it go high with a fastball? Maybe pound him inside with the fastball?
2-strike pitch. Just a little bit away. An 85-mile-an-hour heater from Bendick. Man, that was right there, and that really shows you why his numbers have been the way they are at college and out here in just a smaller sample. When he misses, he just barely misses. 1-2 pitch. That's outside. Same spot, same pitch with the fastball. 2-2 now on Howe. Howe, a big strikeout guy. 18 Ks and 38 ABs. Taken out however you can get it here. 2-2. Outside. Curveball from Bendick. After getting ahead 0-2, the count goes full on the Chatham first baseman. Peoples off of first. He was hit by a pitch. Marshall off of second. He walked. There's just 1 out in the Chatham second. Payoff pitch. Chopped foul into the catcher Stockman. He's okay.
Yeah, he's going outside right now to the lefty Howe. Have not really come inside. Maybe they found a curveball over there. See how he adjusts.
It's a good battle here. Left-handed hitter steps out. Now he's back in. Another payoff pitch coming. Here it is. Pushed the other way into left field. A base hit for Howe. A big turnaround third for Marshall. He will score. Howe into second base. And it's 1-1. An RBI double for Tyler Howe, his 5th RBI of the summer, and we're all square in the second.
A really nice piece of hitting there for Howe to go from 0-2 and to come through with a base hit. It's a backbreaker for Bendick.
Peoples goes first to third on the double. He did not score. But a really good chance for more for the home A's. Second and third, just 1 out. The shortstop, Aiden Eshelman, steps in. He's hitting 8th tonight. The Mariner infield does not come in here in the right-on-right matchup. First pitch to Eshelman, foul ball behind home plate. Strike one. Now you're looking for that soft contact, infield pop-up, of course the punch-out. Bendick's done that 3 times already. Bendick ready. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Just one hit in this Chatham second. Started with a Marshall walk, then Peoples was hit by a pitch. And the Tyler Howell RBI double. 1-1. Bouncing ball back to the pitcher, Bendick. A tough play. He goes home, and they got him. A 1-2 put out the Mariners, steal the out at the plate. Peoples back to the dugout. And it's first and second, still a 1-1 game, but with 2 outs now in the second inning.
What a play from Bendick. He went to the bare hand and then fired a dart home, Stockman with the tag, and they cut down Peoples.
There's something about having a guy from a military academy that tells me he's done things where he's been uncomfortable before. And maybe a little off balance. Play at the plate, urgency high. Bendick is your guy. Jacob Driver, last hitter in this A's lineup. First and second, 2 out. First pitch, a curveball up high. Ball 1. You rarely see that. 1-2 for the out. It's as good as any other out. It's almost better. Nobody gets to third. So Eshelman off of first on the fielder's choice. Howell still at second. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Curveball got him to bite. That's just a 71-mile-an-hour curveball from the righty Bendick. 1-1.
Driver was early on that one. You could see that from a mile away.
Trying to limit the damage to 1. The pitch. Hot shot to short. Kurland on the backhand. Long throw to first, and Cade made it in time. Not your everyday shortstop, but a winning player and a really strong defender. A walk, a hit by pitch, and then the RBI double from Howe to tie us up, but it could have been more. We're all square at 1-1 after 2 on the Mariners Radio Network. Start of the third inning here in Chatham. The A's score 1 in the bottom of the second, and we're all square, 1-1 between Harwich and Chatham. The second to last game of the Cape League summer, and no better place to be than Veterans Field. Harwich has 9-1-2 coming up in the third. Charlie Criscola digs into the left side. Pitching change for Chatham. Chatham pulls Justice DeYoung after 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, and they go to the righty out of Ole Miss, Leo Odom. 6'2", 200-pound righty climbs the hill, looks in on Criscola, the lefty, and comes home. First pitch fastball called a strike on the outside corner. Counts 0-1. Criscola, the middle infielder, playing second tonight for Harwich out of Northeastern, made his first career start in the Cape Cod Baseball League. And there's now a delay.
What is that on the field?
It's a beach ball. They were just passing them out.
That was expected.
So a beach ball, which dozens of them were given out for free here at Veterans Field in between innings, just flew onto the field in center field, but now we're all set to go.
That made the trip out to the outfield pretty fast.
Very fast. Odom rocks back for the 0-1. Swing and a foul tip into the mask of Eddie Marshall, the catcher. It's 0-2. Finish that thought on Criscola. Just his second career start, and they're coming in the same day. He's been a busy man on this doubleheader. He's down 0-2 as the leadoff man in the third. Pitch is down in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes. Criscola in his debut got his first Cape League hit. He was 1 for 3 in the win over Bourne.
I think every player at the plate is hoping that the baseball looks like a beach ball.
2-strike pitch. Up high with the heat. Odom pumps that fastball in, 93. He actually looked back to the radar gun and saw the number.
I would do that after every single pitch if I was a pitcher.
He's thrown now 210 pitches on the Cape in 5 appearances. The 2-2 is a check swing, and they say that Criscola went around. Appeal went down to Jeff Kinney at third base. It was just by a little, but enough for a leadoff punch-out in the top of the third.
He tried to hold up, but couldn't bring his bat back. And a good first hitter faced by Odom, the pitcher.
Leo Odom comes in, fans Criscola. The lineup turns over for Harwich. It's Nico Brini. Brini walked and scored his first time up. The first pitch goes all the way to the backstop high, ball 1. Odom's done a nice job against Harwich this summer. He pitched on the 26th of July, and he ate up the Mariners in the middle innings. 3 innings of no-hit, no-run baseball, struck out 2. 1-0 coming to Brini. In the air, behind home plate and foul. 1-1.
Last time Mariners were here, Brini went deep out to right field, the leadoff ball.
First hitter of the game. Harwich lost that game 4-3. Looking for the summer series here tonight. The 1-1. Fouled back, and it's now 1-2. Got to give credit to Brini. Feels like now that he's been the everyday starter as the Chatham ball boy beats out the Harwich ball boy for that one, and the crowd loves it. But Brini's been getting on base more than he has in now 14 starts on the Cape. Got on twice in the win this morning. He's down in the count, 1-2. Odom comes home. Up high, 2-2. Brini hitting .235 for average. Home run came right here at Chatham, just one of those. 5 runs batted in, 2 triples and 2 doubles. He can spray it all over the ballpark for just a 5'8" speedy outfielder. 2-2 is in the air, jam shot, drifting towards foul territory. Bell in from third, and did he catch that? He did. A basket catch up against the Chatham dugout railing on the third base side. And there's 2 up, 2 down in the top of the third.
Yeah, really nice play by Bell. I mean, that was right near the Chatham dugout. And he had to avoid hitting the fence, but he still had the concentration to make the grab.
That's the second play he's made in this game where if he doesn't make the play, you kind of groan a little bit, but you say maybe he's not supposed to make it, but when he does, you appreciate it as an Angler fan. 2 outs, nobody on. Kirikoff shows bunt, pulls it away, ball 1. Kirikoff singled his first time up, and then he was caught stealing. First inning could have been more than just one for Harwich. 1-0 coming. That's inside. Quickly 2-0 on Micah Kirikoff. Do you think that Kirikoff batting second stays consistent into the postseason?
I mean, if he keeps hitting like this, single the first, he's been getting on base at a good clip.
2-0. That's spiked in the dirt near the feet of Micah Kirikoff. It's 3-0.
I think it's all about having guys on, and this might sound crazy to say, but you got to have guys on when Ty Smolinski's up and when, Sean O'Leary's hitting well right now, big RBI guy, and Kirikoff has been getting on base.
You're right. 3-0 the count on Micah Kirikoff. Odom trying to find the zone. Inside, a 4-pitch walk. Kirikoff launches his bat and all of his armor towards the Harwich dugout, and he's aboard with 2 outs. Cade Curlin gets an AB in the third.
There it is. 15th walk of the season. Make that 20th walk of the season, actually, for Kirikoff, which is most on the team.
Number 20, and that's a 172 hitter for average, so he's finding different ways to get on base, and he's got a huge lead over there off of first. Curlin the hitter. First pitch to Cade, up and in, 90-mile-an-hour fastball. That'll wake you up, ball 1. Curlin had a sac fly RBI in the first inning. He's now up to 14 runs batted in, and he has 4 RBIs today. Now in this back end of the doubleheader, check on Kirikoff, back with a dive, right hand in there in time.
Even though Kirikoff was thrown out back in the first, I would still probably go with him right now, especially with 2 outs.
1-0 the count. The pitch. Inside, back pick Kirikoff, not in time. Pitch was a ball. 2-0. Kirikoff back to first after a good throw from the catcher Eddie Marshall to keep him honest. Harwich out hitting Chatham 2-1, just the top of the third. Runner at first with 2 down. 1-1 game between the M's and the A's. Check on Kirikoff. This time it's the pitcher Odom. He's back safely. Harwich was picked off twice in the win this morning against Bourne.
Liv, I got one. I found one.
2-0. Bounced foul, first base side. This seems like the part of the Harwich order, and the number in the lineup would tell you that that's the case, where maybe a 2-out rally could happen. Not that it couldn't in other spots, but you got speed on the bases in Kirikoff. You got maybe the best hitter in this starting lineup, Cade Curlin, at the plate, and a red-hot Sean O'Leary on deck. Odom from the stretch, the 2-1. Taken right down the middle. A good breaking ball. Called a strike, and it's 2-2 on Cade Curlin. A playoff feel to this one. Good weather, shorts and a t-shirt. Approaching 8 o'clock on Saturday night in Chatham. 1-1 game. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. Runner goes from first. Pitch up and in. Throw down to second. Kirikoff beat it this time. He gets his revenge on the catcher Eddie Marshall and beats it out. The Mariners trying to manufacture a run. Kirikoff at second with 2 outs and a full count on the hitter Curlin.
And now this hit right here would be huge for Curlin, but maybe the pitcher is a little bit more safe with the open bag at first.
Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Guess the stolen base didn't matter after all, but the M's have him on first and second. Back-to-back 2-out walks. And the best 2-out runner in scoring position hitter on this ball club, Sean O'Leary, is due up.
He's been superb in these types of situations.
First and second, 2 out, a right-on-left matchup. First pitch, check swing, but the fastball is called a strike atop the zone. 0-1. Odom continues to pump that 4-seamer in there north of 90 miles an hour. Kirikoff a ton of speed off a second if O'Leary can find a base hit. 0-1. Taken. That's a fastball right down Broadway, called strike 2.
O'Leary's hitting .344 with 2 outs this season and has a team best 11 RBIs with 2 outs.
11 of his 14 runs batted in have come with 2 outs. Can he come through again? 0-2 on its way. Check swing did not go around. Fastball high. 1-2. This is typically how the ABs go.
Yeah.
Gets behind, turns into a fighter, that 2-strike approach. Numbers tell you, the eye test tells you he's going to fight. 6'2" bruiser in the left side. Ready for the 1-2 pitch. Up high again, 2-2.
It's almost like Odom is scared to come after him with 2 strikes. Saw it against Curlin in the last at-bat. Staying away from O'Leary.
Deuces run wild here in the third. 2 on with 2 out. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Sean O'Leary. The pitch. Fouled back. O'Leary staying alive. Doesn't get much easier after O'Leary. Give another point to the Chatham ball boy. Come on, Harwich kid. You got to get together over there.
He's been great all summer long.
He has. Oh, brother and sister combination. Every game. They're just like us. Yeah. 2-strike pitch. In the air. Hammered to right field, but right at Jamie Palmise. He didn't even have to move. A line shot just to the wrong spot of the Chatham outfield. The Mariners strand 2 in the third. No runs on no hits. And it's still 1-1. We'll be back for the home half of the third on the Mariners Radio Network. Bottom of the third here at Veterans Field in Chatham. Harwich 1, Chatham 1. We're all squared up. It's the top of the order due up for the A's. The M's go to the bullpen. Andrew Basil, the righty out of Northeastern, into the game. Palmise, the hitter, first pitch swinging, bounces it foul off of his leg for strike 1. So the Mariners starter Brady Bendick goes 2 innings of 1-hit, 1-run baseball. Struck out 3, walked just 1. 0-1 the count on Palmise. The pitch, a fastball a little bit too high. Ball and a strike on the new Kansas transfer. So Milo, we talked to Steve Englert before the game. He said that Bendick was just going 2 innings max, no matter the result. And that's to save him for a playoff start. The 1-1 is in the air, deep to left center field. Kirikov shaded that way, and he's able to make the running grab in center.
Nice play by Kirikov. That one hit on the screws. Palmies got into it, but Kirikov is going to track that down out in center field with the best of them.
Armani Guzman, the center fielder for Chatham, digs into the left side. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Basil has pitched 9 times this summer to a 7.85 ERA. First pitch to Guzman, a high fly ball down the left field line, drifting foul, and it just twists out of play for strike 1. Dive into that Bendick conversation. That was interesting to hear that from the skipper, Steve Englert, because it almost solidifies that he is going to potentially start Game 2 because Jason Flores is named the Game 1 starter.
Right, so there's the first 2 starters for the Mariners. Jason Flores on Tuesday and Bendick on Wednesday. Yet to know a confirmed guy for a possible Game 3.
Colin LaBelle was thrown into the picture. The 0-1. Fastball inside, ball and a strike on Armani Guzman.
And we saw Colin LaBelle yesterday against Hyannis. He went 1 inning, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs.
It's the first time he's really struggled out here. 1-1, Guzman can't connect. A wave and a miss on a really good slider from Basil. The 6'2 Northeastern Husky gets ahead of ball and 2 strikes, and Guzman needs some pine tar on his back.
Yeah. That's funny. After you have a swing and a miss, well, something's off.
Basil's racked up 17 punch-outs and 18 innings of work on the Cape, but walks can be an issue. He has a dozen so far. 1 out, nobody on, a 1-1 game in the bottom of the 3rd. Here comes the 2-strike pitch to Guzman. Hammered up the middle into center field. A diving catch in and out of the glove of Micah Kirikov. He almost did it again, but it's a base hit for Guzman, and the A's have a 1-out base runner.
If he would have made that play, I would have dropped my headset. I don't know what I would have said. So I think it's good. You know, he's human. Sometimes he drops plays out there.
Sometimes it actually doesn't go all the way in the glove.
Right.
It's possible. You don't know what Milo and I are referencing. Kirikov has made a number of catches, including one last week that made SportsCenter top 10. Jack Bell, the hitter, 1 on with 1 out. First pitch to Bell, called a strike. Breaking ball from Basil lands, 0-1. He's also the Mid-American Conference Defensive Player of the Year, the center fielder out of Kent State. He starts every game in center field. Check on Guzman at first. He's back with a dive. We're complimenting Kirikov just because we've had the pleasure of watching him. Chatham probably talks the same about Guzman, their center fielder. He goes, the 0-1 in the dirt, no throw to second. The ball trickled away from the catcher Stockman. Guzman swipes his 18th stolen base of the summer. That leads the A's, and that's 18 swipes in just 20 tries.
Yeah, he's been real efficient over there. He's been amazing since becoming an A. 352 batting average. He's been the main man for this A's squad.
Ball and a strike on Bell. Runner at second with 1 out. 1-1. Fouled back. Strike 2. Big pitch coming here for Basil. Chatham a base hit away from taking their first lead of the ball game. Harwich struck first in the top of the 1st. Sac fly from Curlin. Then Chatham got the run back the last time up in the home half of the 2nd. Looking to add on here in the 3rd. Basil steps off. Now checks on Guzman at second. Just trying to reset.
Basil gave up 3 runs in the Mariners game against Chatham back on July 26th here at Veterans Field.
The 1-2 pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-2 in the Bell AB. Jack Bell 7 for 37 in 10 starts on the Cape. 2-2. Check swing, pitch called a ball, no appeal, and the count's full on the A's third baseman. Guzman had a 1-out hit, then stole second. And here comes the payoff pitch to Jack Bell. outside ball 4. Chatham's got him on first and second with 1 out, and the cleanup man, Eddie Marshall, coming to hit.
They just lost him on that one. Still a double play away from getting out of it.
This will be the last time that Chatham and Harwich face each other, potentially all summer, unless they both win in the first round of the postseason. Eddie Marshall, the hitter, right on right. 2 on, 1 out, first pitch, bouncing ball, third base side. Peltier to second for 1, the turn in time! 5-4-3, the Mariners spin it around the horn again, and an inning-ending double play keeps this game tied through 3 in Chatham. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network.
Welcome back to Veterans Field as we go to the 4th, all tied up at 1 apiece between the Mariners and the Anglers with Luke Brenneman. I'm Milo Hoffman, and a reminder that Eastern Propane and Oil is proud to recognize our hometown heroes throughout the Cape. If you are active duty military, a veteran, police, fire, or EMT personnel, you are eligible for a discount. It's still Leo Odom, the righty reliever, on for the A's, and he deals to 5, 6, and 7 in the Mariners lineup, and that begins with the right-handed hitting first baseman Quentin Coates. He takes the long walk into the righty box with his half-black, half-beige bat. A packed house here at Veterans Field tonight. Fans on the hill in the outfield. Bleachers, I don't see a single empty spot here on the bleachers in front of us.
No, the second you get up, people are taking your spot.
Odom deals down low in the dirt, and the count is 1-0. Good thing we have 2 spots that no one can really take here. Table in front of us set up nicely.
They've tried to take them.
No, they tried, I know. Very good hospitality here at Veterans Field for the most part, though. Gave us a tent last time it was raining. The 1-0. Coates fouls it back to the screen. The count is 1-1 on the tall righty first baseman, who hit a line drive double to left center field. That was back in the second. A .268 hitter this summer, no homers and 5 RBIs. He readjusts his white batting gloves, taps his bat on home plate a few times. Here's the 1-1. A strike on the outside corner, a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Odom kicks back, and he fires the 1-2. A slider misses down in the dirt, and the count's even at 2-2. Can't get over these Mariner uniforms tonight. You got the navy tops, the powder blue pants, and the high red socks. The 2-2. Coates fouls it back to the screen.
I mean, they perfectly encapsulate the personality of the manager, Steve Engler. Saturday night, the final home game for the Chatham A's. You know it's going to be packed. Let's just wear our practice uniforms and kind of look a little bit goofy out there in front of maybe 2,000 strong tonight.
Odom, long pause on the hill, and he deals. Downstairs, a slider scooped up by the catcher, Marshall, and it's a full count now on Coates. Mariners played earlier in the day against Bourne over at Doran Park. They were wearing their all powder blue uniforms then. The payoff. High and tight, ball 4 as Coates backflips his way to first base. And a leadoff walk here to begin the 4th for the Mariners.
Yeah, walking is not something that Quentin Coates does very often. Just his 9th walk in 84 at-bats this summer. He struck out 29 times, so he is a true hitter. He's free swinging, he's aggressive, but that was a really nice at-bat to take a payoff pitch for ball 4.
He leads off first now, and the righty J.P. Peltier is up. Pitch to him. A looping curveball inside, stabbed and caught by Marshall. And now the catcher, Marshall, goes out to talk to his relief pitcher, Leo Odom. The first inning of relief for Odom, an inning ago in the 3rd. He struck out the first batter he faced, but then a couple of walks had the inning get a little feisty, but he did work out of it unscathed. Lights are on here at Veterans Field. Time is 8:07 p.m. It was a 7 o'clock first pitch. Almost 8 hours after the first pitch in Bourne earlier today for the Mariners. A long, long day of baseball. Second to last day of the regular season, game number 39. The 1-0. Fouled off the mask of Marshall. Home plate umpire Noah Hobart buys the backstop some time. He feeds the ball back to the pitcher, Odom. Peltier just a 198 hitter this season. He struck out back in the 2nd. A pair of homers to his name, 16 RBIs. Here's the 1-1. Popped up. Shallow right field. First baseman Howe is back, but the right fielder Palmise calls everyone off, and the ball drops. The ball drops in front of Palmise. He must have lost it in the lights. The second baseman Pruitt was also there, but it finds outfield grass, and the Mariners all of a sudden have first and second.
The majority of baseball plays where we've seen something similar to that, that is the second baseman's ball. The first baseman Howe is going to have to catch that over his shoulder. He threw up his hand, said he didn't have it. Someone's got to call it. If the right fielder can get there, which Palmise did in time, he's got to call the infielders off. He didn't, and nobody even tried to catch it.
So the righty Stockman trying to take advantage, and he fouls it right back. 0-1. They ruled that a hit. So Peltier with the base knock.
It's going to be a hit because no one actually dropped the ball.
In no man's land. The 0-1. Down and away, and the catcher Marshall perked up and faked a throw back to first base, and Peltier was back scampering.
So here's your chance if you're Harwich. Chatham in the bottom of the 3rd had first and second, 1 out, they don't score. Harwich has it here. Can they come through with nobody outs?
The 1-1. Stockman slices it in the air to right field. Palmise drifts back, and he camps under, loses it in the lights, and it bounces behind him. Coates had to hold up, and he advances to 3rd. Peltier to 2nd, and Stockman safe at 1st. Oh, what a nightmare inning for the right fielder Palmise.
Oh, this is getting ugly because it looked like he was completely camped under that baseball, had a good chance at it, and when it was getting closer to him, everybody kind of shrieked in this ballpark saying that is over his head, and Palmise finally found it then, but it was not in time. That's going to be another Mariner hit in this inning, and you got him loaded for the power-hitting Paul Jones.
You're talking about 2 hits off the bat that probably should be caught by Palmise. Pitch. Jones rips it in the air, shallow left center field. Peoples comes in, and he makes the grab. Coates bluffs a tag from 3rd. And there's the first out. And the fans with somewhat of a sarcastic cheer here at Veterans Field.
Well, that's a big out, too, so it's worth the loud cheer. Whether the situation you're in was preventable or not, that's in the past, and Odom has got to work out of this jam. It really stinks for him because anyone that scores is an earned run because these have all been hits. But nonetheless, let's look at it from Harwich's side. This is the biggest at-bat of Charlie Criscola's Cape League career.
Just his second game with the Mariners. Bases loaded, one gone. Here's the pitch. A strike at the knees with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Criscola was taken all the way. A hole on the right side of the infield for the lefty in the box. Long pause, here's the 0-1. Upstairs, and it gets by Marshall, the catcher, briefly, but he recovers. Picked it up behind home plate. Count is 1-1 on Criscola. He struck out back in the third against Leo Odom. He was the first hitter that Odom faced out of the bullpen. There's the 1-1. There's a strike. Fastball at 91 miles an hour at the knees once again. So he's gotten 2 called strikes with heaters at the knees. Does he possibly raise the eye level here?
Got to be ready to hit. 2-strike approach. Get the ball to the outfield.
Odom brings his hand into his glove and fires. Downstairs, a breaking ball blocked by Marshall. And the count is 2-2.
It's a big spot in this inning, Milo, but this type of at-bat can tell you if Criscola will ever see an at-bat in the postseason. And I'm not saying if he doesn't get a hit, he's not going to play, but the infield is set right now for Harwich. You got Smolinski, Kurland, O'Leary, Coates, Peltier. The list goes on.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the fastball. It was high and inside, and Criscola right on through it, and there's 2 away. So 2 strikeouts for Charlie Criscola tonight, and 1-1 to score. Mariners and Chatham. And now Jay Powell, the acting manager for the A's, normally the pitching coach, but because of Dick Scott, the normal manager's absence, he's officiating his son's wedding over in Texas. Jay Powell goes out to talk to the entire infield.
It seems to just be a mound visit. Leo Odom, when Powell was coming out to the hill, shook his head like, I'm good to stay in this game. It's not really his fault that he's in this mess, but it's on him to get out. Chatham does have a righty loosening in the bullpen. I can't get a name for now, but Powell is now heading back to the dugout, and they're going to stick with Leo Odom.
Powell won the 1997 World Series with Dennis Cook with the Florida Marlins. A 10-year MLB career. He moves back towards the dugout, and it's the top of the lineup with the lefty hitting Nico Brini. Base is still loaded full of Mariners. Tied up at 1-1. There's the pitch. Way upstairs, and it gets by Marshall to the backstop. Coates comes in, slides, he's out! Eddie Marshall, the catcher, picked it up off the screen, and an underhand toss to the covering Odom, who applied the tag in time. The Mariners do not scratch across any runs after having the bases loaded with nobody out. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still 1-1 on the Mariners Radio Network.
We are headed here into the bottom of the fourth. The Mariners and the Anglers are tied at 1-1, and it has been a long day for the Mariners. They had their first game at Bourne at 12:30, and I had the chance to talk to Sean James and Sean O'Leary before the game, and they said a little break in between the game is all they needed. And Sean James said he spent his time relaxing in bed. But they had a show and go for the first game, so they plan to do that for this game. They said that they were going to make no adjustments because they liked the way that they played in the first game.
Thanks so much, Lily. Mariners trying to make it 2 wins on the day after their first 5-2 win over Bourne in game number 1 of the doubleheader. Here's the pitch. That's popped up, shallow center field, and the shortstop Kurland is back, and he makes the grab over the second base bag. For out number 1 here in the bottom of the fourth, 1-1 the score, Mariners and A's.
Number 45,
Well, a good start to the inning for the righty Andrew Basil in his second inning of relief out of the bullpen. That was the hitter Ty Peoples. And now Cam Pruitt, the righty hitting second baseman, is up. Digs into the righty box, and Basil peers in for the sign. Basil pitches home. A blooper caught by the second baseman, Criscola. It just stayed up in the air, and he moved to his left, in on the hands. And there's 2 quick outs.
All right, Andrew Basil, that's pretty efficient right there. If I'm not mistaken, that's 2 pitches and 2 pop-outs. Basil flying through the second inning, soft contact. Mariners middle infielders helping him out. This is anyone's game in the middle innings, and it was like this the last time we were here. Chatham blew the game open against Andrew Basil.
Here's the lefty, Tyler Howell. Fastball strike on the outside corner from Basil, and it's 0-1 on Howell. He singled back in the second. 1-1 the score, A's and M's. Pitch home. A check swing on a ball downstairs, but he went around. Jeffrey Kinney, the third base umpire, had his fist full down the third base line. So it's quickly 0-2 with 2 gone in the bottom of the fourth. Andrew Basil trying to work a quick frame. He comes set and pitches. Fastball misses high and inside, and it's 1-2.
Basil did look up at the scoreboard to see how hard he threw that fastball. These pitchers love their velocities.
He gears up and fires. A looping curveball at just 76 misses outside.
That one just missed.
This scoreboard is also, it's kind of just staring right at you. It's bright. The numbers are orange. It's easy to see. The 2-2. Chopper to second base. Criscola is there, gloves on a few hops, flips the first in time, and that does it. How about a smooth 1-2-3 inning dealt by Andrew Basil? It's still 1-1 M's and A's as we head to the 5th on the Mariners Radio Network. We head to the 5th inning here at Veterans Field. 1-1 the score, Harwich and Chatham, with Luke Brenneman on Milo Hoffman. Second game of a doubleheader today for the Mariners. They beat Bourne over at Durham Park at 12:30 earlier in the day. And now the second leg of the doubleheader here at Veterans Field in Chatham. And the Trident trivia question of the day is, what is the most doubleheaders the Mariners have ever played in a single season? So today was the first of the 2026 summer. The question is, what was the most doubleheaders the M's played in one single summer? Think about it, and we'll give you the answer in the 7th. It's the top of the Harwich lineup, starting with the lefty hitting Nico Brini. His third at-bat of the evening, walked in the first and popped out to third in the 3rd inning. Here's the pitch from the righty Thames. High and wide with a fastball at 97 miles an hour. And it's 1-0. Thames new into the ball game, the 6'3", 214-pound right-handed pitcher out of Rice. Long pause, and he pitches home. Brainy pops it high in the air, foul behind home plate, over our head and into the trees behind us. Got about 5 kids going after to chase that one. Third appearance this summer for Thames, has yet to allow a run in 3 innings. Comes set at the letters, kicks back and comes home. Downstairs, and that hits Brini. It just plunked him on the leading right foot. He went to first base immediately after the pitch came in. And so the leadoff man is aboard here for the M's in the top of the 5th, 1-1 the score.
Eddie Marshall, the catcher, is getting into it with the home plate umpire Noah Hobart saying, I didn't think it hit him. And now here comes Jay Powell, the manager for Chatham tonight.
It was tough to tell. If it did hit him, it barely scraped him because there was not a loud sound. And now home plate umpire Noah Hobart calls a meeting with the other 2 umpires on his team, Mike Hinosa and Jeffrey Kinney. I just don't understand how they're going to overturn this.
They do it every time, and I think it's out of fairness because they don't have replay review to just say the next best thing is every guy who may have had a look at it, we're going to talk about it. But what they're saying right now is you were behind home plate. If you said it already hit him and he's awarded first base, what am I going to say from third base that's going to change that?
And the call on the field
They always
stands.
stand. Every time. It's going to stand. There's just not enough. I think that replay review would be something that in this league, maybe in future years, will probably come into fruition. But at the end of the day, it's a development league. So it's not as the outcomes are do or die as a World Series may be or a college tournament game.
Well, Brady leads off first. Nevertheless, here's the righty Kirikov. Pitch. It's a strike right down the middle. 95-mile-an-hour fastball from Thames on the mound. He was a second-team American All-Conference this past season in 2026. He deals home, runner goes, a swing and a foul tip behind home plate. So it's 0-2 now on Kirikov. Thames this past season in just over 47 innings. Pitched to a 4.56 ERA. Kirikov has been aboard both times. He's been up so far tonight. A single in the first and a walk in the third. Check back to first base. Had Brini leading, but he slides in safely. The throw was high from the pitcher Thames, brought down by the first baseman Howe.
If that throw was on target, Thames would have just picked Brini off.
Brini leads at about the lip of the infield grass. The 0-2, Brini runs, pitches inside, throw to second. Tag applied in time. Nico Brini caught stealing, so maybe got away with a slight lean on the last attempt to try to pick him off, but this one, he is thrown out by the catcher, Eddie Marshall. There's the first out in the top of the 5th.
Can't do it much better than that. Marshall handles a pitch inside, really hard to get momentum behind it, and on one hop, the covering Eshelman doesn't even have to move his glove.
The 1-2 pitch. Looping curveball misses barely outside. And the count's even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1-1 Chatham and Harwich here in the final meeting between these two teams in the regular season. 2-2 is the season series to this point. The 2-2. Laced into deep right field. Palmy's back on the run at the wall. That ball's over the fence. A solo shot for Micah Kirikov. His second of the season. And the Mariners take a 2-1 lead in the fifth.
Yeah, Kirikov is on fire right now. When it rains, it pours with this guy. A single to start, got on base with a walk. And how about a big fly to break the tie in the middle innings? He's got bumped up in the lineup, and he continues to perform. What a summer that he's having from start to finish. His consistency and his dedication to getting better is really showing at the end of the summer.
Pitch to Kurland. Spiked in the dirt about 56 feet. Micah Kirikov is turning it around. I mean, you look at the average, a 172 mark. Not exactly where he would want it. But over the last week or so, he's been a different ball player. The 1-0 to the righty Kurland is fouled back to the screen. It's 1-1. Bumped up to the number 2 spot. And
but
that home run,
off.
I mean, opposite field power. It's 3:14 down the line here at Veterans Field, so a little bit of a short porch, but that was towards the right center field gap. The 1-1. Kurland foul tips it into Marshall's glove, and it's 1-2.
There's different ways to impact a game. I mean, you never want to hit under 200. Sure, we can establish that. We can put that in bold. But 20 walks leads the team. His center field is second to none in this whole league.
The 1-2 way upstairs, a fastball at 96.
And he's 10 for 12 stealing bases on the summer. So when he gets on, he's a true threat. He does get on with a lot of ball fours, and now he's putting balls over the fence.
The 2-2. Kurland foul taps it behind home plate once again. Count still even at 2-2. He's been here since day number 1 for the Mariners. Mariners have done pretty well at retaining players all summer long.
The best in the league.
Micah has been there since the very start. And now he's making more of an impact than he ever has with the Mariners here in game number 39 of 40 this summer. The 2-2 pitch. Downstairs with the heat. And the count is full.
96-mile-an-hour fastball from Thames, but we're seeing why it doesn't just matter to throw the ball hard here.
Thames comes set at the belt, kicks back and fires. Kurland fouls it back. He's on that fastball, came in at 96 miles an hour. Seven pitches so far in this at-bat to Cade Kurland. He had a sac fly back in the first, walked in the third. One of 6 players to start in both the first game of the doubleheader and the nightcap. Payoff pitch. A hard ground ball through into left field, a base hit. It split the shortstop Escherman and the third baseman Bell evenly. And a 1-out single here for Kurland.
3-ball count for Kurland. He's not looking to walk. He's now 1 for 1. He did walk in the third inning on 5 pitches. But another really nice night. And I think that this is a guy that, although he's had a nice summer, he could be, a playoff MVP type of guy. He's a free-swinging, aggressive hitter. He hits for power. He has the most amount of doubles, tied with Smolinski on the team with 8. So he finds gaps. He has home run pop, and he's up there looking to hit. If he gets hot like he is right now, oh my goodness, this is one of those guys that could just run through a couple series just on his own offensively.
Played 4 years at Florida, now transferring over to LSU for his grad season. Here's the lefty Sean O'Leary. Pitch. Fastball clips the outside corner for a strike. And it's 0-1 on Sean O'Leary. He's 0 for 2. Popped out to third in the first and lined out sharply to right field. That was back in the third inning with a few runners on. Here's the 0-1. down and away. It's 1-1.
Tonight's a battle, man. It just really has that playoff feel. 2-1. Harwich with 6 hits. Haven't been able to cash in as much as Steve Englert would hope so with runners in scoring position.
A little bit of a hole on the right side of the infield for the lefty Sean O'Leary. The 1-1. High and wide with the fastball. Thames has really been going to the heat here so far this inning. Have not gone to the breaking ball all too often. Wonder if he stays with the heat here to Sean O'Leary. Curland off of first. 2-1 Mariners. Check back to Curland, not in time.
You start seeing the dividends and the work of being here all summer paying off. You're not here to just play in front of the scouts. You're here to get better. Kirikov's gotten better. This guy, Sean O'Leary, his swing is completely different.
The 2-1. Line drive to shallow left field. Peoples comes in the left fielder, and he makes the grab at the hat. And there's 2 gone. Hit it hard, but Peoples was there. Now 2 gone, top of the 5th, and the right-handed hitting Quentin Coates is up. Another guy who's been here since day one for the Mariners. And another guy who's really improved a whole lot since the first part of the season. Micah Kirchhoff, Sean O'Leary, and Quentin Coates, I think, are the primary examples.
Larson as well.
Larson. I mean, Colin Larson, but he's been doing it since the very start of the season.
True.
Those 3 guys struggled out of the gates and now are coming through. Pitch. Gets away from the catcher Marshall up the first baseline, and Curland takes second easily.
But I think the culmination of all of those examples are a testament to Steve Englert and Mark Tebow and Hunter Dilworth, if you're talking about the pitchers, Joey Kraska, the first base coach. All of these guys are dedicating their summers to letting these guys be future big leaguers and better ball players, and it's working.
The pitch to Coates. Swing and a miss. Fastball, and the count is 0-2, so that last pitch that got away from Marshall, actually a called strike. In and out of the backstop's glove. Counts 0-2, 2 gone, Curland off of second. 2-1 Harwich over Chatham in the top of the 5th. Thames bring his black glove to the letters. And he pitches. A check swing and a curveball. He went around. Could not hold up on a 12-6 off speed that went about 58 feet. But the Mariners bring home another solo shot from Micah Kirchhoff to right field. And now it's 2-1 Harwich. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network.
Number 62, Aiden Ashelman.
Welcome back to Veterans Field as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Now the Mariners hold a 2-1 lead over Chatham after the solo shot from Micah Kirchhoff in the top half of the inning. Still the righty Andrew Basil on the hill. He fires home. Fastball misses downstairs at 87 miles an hour. And the count is 1-0 to Aiden Eshelman, the shortstop and right-handed hitter. 8-9-1 in the Chatham lineup. Basil pitches. Inside with the heat. Count is 2-0. This is Basil's third inning of relief out of the bullpen. And has yet to allow a run. Eshelman squats down in the righty box. Here's the 2-0. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop Curlin dives, but it squeaks into center. A base hit. So a leadoff knock here for Aiden Eshelman. It's the third hit of the night for Chatham. 2-1 Harwich, bottom of the fifth, but the A's are trying to get the offense going.
Yeah, Eshelman's first career hit in the Cape League, just his second start. It was 0 for 2 yesterday. But here come the A's, and that's the 8-spot hitter, Eshelman, getting aboard to get things going.
Now it's the number 9 guy, Jacob Driver, right-handed hitter. Pitch is a ground ball right side, squeaks into right field, a base hit. Eshelman around second. He cruises into third. Throw from right is not in time. A single for Jacob Driver. Boy, the Mariners were playing a big shift. There were 3 infielders on the left side of the second base bag, and Driver just squeaked it into right. And now Chatham has first and third with nobody out in the bottom of the fifth.
Driver was 1,000% trying to do that. Just one of those inside-out swings, saw the hole, and you could just tell the second he made contact with it, that's an extremely in-on-the-hands, awkward swing, not loud contact, but he was okay with it because he was like, yes, mission accomplished. I hit the ball on the ground to the right side, and here come the A's again.
The leadoff man in Jamie Palmese is a right-handed batter. Still another big hole in the right side. Pitch is a line drive to right center, base hit. Eshelman comes in to score. Driver around second. He cruises into third, and Palmese goes into second base sliding safe. The throw from the right fielder, Breeny, got away from Curlin, the shortstop. Everyone stays put, and just like that, we're tied up at 2 apiece in the bottom of the fifth.
The throw couldn't have been more on the money, but Curlin could not pick it on one hop. It would have had the runner, Palmese, at second base. He would have been tagged out. But Curlin didn't have his body behind it. You got to make the pick regardless if you're going to get the tag down in time. And here come the A's right.
Every
Nobody
single
out.
time.
Best
Look,
hitter coming up.
Yeah, I mean, Armani Guzman is up now, but the A's and the M's always play these games that just back and forth, blow for blow. Here's the lefty Guzman. He takes a strike on the outside corner at 91 miles an hour. Second and third for Chatham. Driver at third. Palmese at second. Both of them take their leads. Infield back. Here's the pitch. Looping curveball way outside. It was not competitive. Count is 1-1 on Guzman. Luke talked about it. Best player on the team. Well, that's for sure. A .352 average. 13 RBIs, most on the squad. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. A high fastball right on by. 1-2.
Really need that strikeout here. You're okay with the run scoring if you can get an out. You just got to put an end to this 3 consecutive hit rally to kick off the inning. Remember, Guzman is the guy who had the 3 RBI double the last time he met Basil in the 5th inning.
1-2. Swing and a miss. Change up down and outside, and Guzman right over the top of it. A big first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Both runners stay put, second and third.
No better time for your first strikeout out of relief from Andrew Basil than with second and third and nobody out. The job is not even close to finish, but hopefully he says, all right, it's just a tie game. Let's try and get out of here scoreless the best I can.
Third baseman Peltier playing on the infield grass. Here's the pitch. Downstairs to the lefty, Jack Bell. Nice scoop there by Stockman. Had to backhand it. Chance of Let's Go Anglers here in a packed Veterans Field on a beautiful Saturday night in Chatham. Fans in the outfield. Fans in front of us on the bleachers. Lights are blasting on. And the score is 2-2 in the bottom of the 5th. Basil comes set at the bell. He fires. Upstairs, it's 2-0.
First base is open, but considering it's just the 5th inning. You know, there are worse things in the world than walking the 3-hole hitter Bell. Sure, you load the bases, but you get the force at every bag. It brings in the double play ball. Marshall, who's on deck, grounded into an inning-ending double play his last time up. And maybe that's what Hunter Dilworth is talking about, where he's mentioning, hey, what do we want to do here? Where do we want to go with the 2-0? Stockman, the catcher, involved in the conversation. Basil is definitely the catalyst here. Looks like they just asked him something.
Now Hunter Dilworth out of the dugout, and that meeting is interrupted by home plate umpire Noah Hobart. Hunter Dilworth always very calm in those types of meetings, and you have to be. Calm down your pitcher in a moment of adversity right now. 2-0's the count on Jack Bell. Peltier remains on the infield grass, third baseline. Every other infielder is back. The 2-0. Swing and a miss. A nice off speed at 85 miles an hour, low in the zone. And the count is 2-1.
That's a gutsy pitch. 2-0, you go to the breaking ball, and you get the swing and miss.
Bell struck out back in the first and walked in the third. Here's the 2-1. This is outside with the heat up to 89 miles an hour. The count is 3-1.
Bell has not gone yard this summer, and I'm sure he's selling out for a 3-1 fastball here.
A hitter's count. Here's the 3-1. Looping curveball in the outside corner, called to strike. So maybe not center cut like Bell would have liked, but a perfectly placed off speed, and the count runs full.
Yeah, Bell wanted the fastball, couldn't pull the trigger at the breaking ball, and now you get a payoff pitch.
Here's the delivery. Fastball right there, down the middle, called strike 3. Well, if he was looking for a center cut fastball, he got it and didn't pull the trigger. And there's 2 gone, bottom 5. Runners stay put on second and third.
Bell was ahead in the count the entire at-bat, but he couldn't have been more behind when he was sitting on what was coming. Wanted the 3-1 fastball, got the breaker to get the count full, then Basil pummels the fastball right at the belt high for the strike 3.
Here's the righty Eddie Marshall. He looks at a curveball downstairs, and it's 1-0. 2-2 Chatham and Harwich, bottom of the 5th, and there's 2 away. Game number 2 of a day-night doubleheader. Harwich beat Bourne earlier in the day 5-2 at Dorn Park. The 1-0 is lined foul down the right field line. Eddie Marshall, the righty, waited on the off speed and poked it, but beyond the fence. The count is 1-1.
Man, how much momentum would it be to keep this game tied? 3 consecutive hits. A tie game with second and third and nobody out. Basil just an out away any way possible here. He'll be fired up leaving the mound.
He takes a deep breath and fires. A fastball strike right down the middle. 88 miles an hour once again. So back-to-back strikeouts, Guzman and Bell. Can Basil ring up a 3rd in a row? He brings his glove to his eyes and pitches. Down and away with an off speed. And the count is 2-2.
Put some extra meat on that slider right there. Threw it at 86, the fastest one we've seen from the righty Basil. It's more of a cut fastball when he throws it that hard.
Marshall with the open stance in the righty box. Here's the 2-2. Foul. Hits the screen down the right field line.
Ty Smolinski just caught that ball in the M's dugout off of the netting.
Even when he's not playing, Ty
Exactly.
Smolinski always involved. He played in game number 1 of the day-night doubleheader against Bourne. Had a couple knocks. Gets the day off, or the evening off, I should say. 2-2. This is outside with an off speed, and the count runs full.
Basil's been out there for a long time. Came in this game back in the 3rd. It's been 1-run baseball up into this point here in the bottom of the 5th. Can you go 3 innings of 1 run, or does Chatham take the lead right here?
The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. A changeup downstairs, drop 3rd. Stockman gobbles, fires to first in time. And that does it here in the bottom of the 5th. The A's do scratch across 1, but Strand second and third. And the score is now 2-2 as we head to the 6th on the Mariners Radio Network. All tied up at 2 apiece as we go to the top of inning number 6 here at Veterans Field. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Milo Hoffman. Still the righty on the hill for Chatham. Ty Thames in his second inning of relief. And a reminder that Netting Pros Stadionic is the official netting and facility solutions partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. When it comes to netting and building iconic sports facilities, it's Netting Pros Stadionic, making sports facilities iconic. Certainly an iconic sports facility here with Veterans Field. Opened up in 1923. Home of the Chatham A's. J.P. Peltier, the righty, digs in. 6, 7, and 8 in the Harwich lineup. Thames, the high-velocity righty who goes up to 98 miles an hour on the gun, comes set. And he deals home. Fastball popped up behind home plate, foul. That one at 94 miles an hour. And the count's 0-1 on Peltier. Struck out back in the second and singled in the fourth.
Cannot get over the guts from Andrew Basil to end the bottom of the fifth and keep this game tied.
The 0-1. A fastball down low, and the count is 1-1. After a leadoff single from Eshelman, a single from Driver, and a double from Palmise, the A's scratched across one there. He struck out 3 in a row to get out of the inning. 1-1. Fastball popped high in the air to right field. Palmise is there. He moves towards the line, camps under, and he makes the one-handed grab for the first out.
And that legitimately might be the only way. I mean, one of potentially 3 if you're going to count infield pop-ups or maybe a fly out and the play at the plate is a double play to get out of that type of jam. Single, single, double, and you give up 1?
Gutsy performance from Basil. Reliever who's been here since day 1 for the Mariners. Here's the righty Tucker Stockman. Pitch is down and inside with the fastball at 89 miles an hour.
And there's no lying that Basil is a guy who's in the back end of the Harwich bullpen. He's earning his way up.
The 1-0. Stockman, hard ground ball to third base. Bell is there, gloves at the ankles, throws across in time. And there's 2 gone.
Who's going to throw that punch offensively? Kirikoff threw one, but just a solo shot on the home run. Chatham gets the run back, but it should have been a couple of punches. And right now, it's truly anyone's ball game. You think that Dennis Cook from Texas, Jay Powell, the acting manager, and especially Steve Engler doesn't care who wins the summer series between Chatham and Harwich? Get out of here.
Here's the lefty Jones. The curveball reaches the bottom of the zone, and it's 0-1. Dennis Cook, acting, or the manager for the A's, is in Texas, officiating his son's wedding. Here's the 1-0-1. A curveball, chop foul, first base side. And the count is 0-2 on Jones.
Cook will coach in the postseason for the first time. Now in his second year as the Chatham head man. He'll be back on Monday.
There's the 0-2 from Thames. Way downstairs. Nice block by Eddie Marshall. No one on, though. 2-2, Chatham and Harwich, top of the 6th. In that season series that you were talking about, every home team has won. The 1-2. Outside. 2-2.
And to just prove to you all how close it's been, Chatham has outscored Harwich 14-12 in the 4 games. 2 wins aside, but they've been that thin of margins. I mean, we mentioned 3 walk-off wins the last 3 meetings.
2-2, Jones bats it foul off of his back. Count is still 2-2. This would be an exciting playoff series. If it happens, it would be in the Eastern Division Finals. Harwich slated to either play Brewster or YD. Here's the offering. Fastball chopped on the ground to second base. Pruitt is there. He gloves at the knees. Flips underhand to first base in time. And that does it here in the top of the 6th. 1, 2, 3, go the Mariners. And we head to the home half of the 6th inning. 2-2 the score on the Mariners Radio Network. Back here at Veterans Field as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Tied up at 2 apiece between Chatham and Harwich. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Milo Hoffman. A new righty on the hill for Harwich. It's Ben Alexson, 6'2", 200 pounds out of Fairfield. Stands first base side of the rubber and fires home. Fastball laced in the air, deep to left center field. Jones on the run. He leaps up and he makes the grab. That off the bat of the lefty Ty Peoples. He hit it on the screws, but a nice play by the left fielder, and there was one gone.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a U-turn of a route from the left fielder. Jones came in, then went left, and then went back. But he caught the ball on his back foot, a jumping catch. Harder than it needed to be, but they don't ask how you did it. It's the first out.
Paul Jones has played a pretty solid left field since being with the Mariners. Here's the righty Cam Pruitt. He shows bunt. A called strike down the middle. He pulled back on the bunt, but it was right down Broadway. Count is 0-1 on Pruitt, the second baseman out of Missouri. He was 0 for 2 today. 2-2 in what's been an excellent ball game to this point. Pitch. Slider misses outside. Count is 1-1. 6 hits for Harwich, 5 for Chatham. No errors by either side. Here's the 1-1. Pruitt pops it in the air to right field. Brini is there. He tracks in a few steps, and he makes the one-handed grab high above his head for the second out.
We have some big news in the Cape League playoff pictures. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks have officially secured the #1 seed of the West Division. They have now won a whopping 7 games in a row. And the Whitey Red Sox are the #1 seed of the East Division.
So #1 is locked up. Whitey at the top. Here's the pitch. The lefty Tyler Howe takes low and outside. The count is 1-0.
And the whole East is set. It's just the order of seeding. Chatham would have to win this game against Harwich and then win both of their games tomorrow, and Harwich lose to Brewster in order for the A's to jump up ahead of the M's.
Here's the 1-0. Curveball at the knee is called to strike. It's 1-1. So it's Windy at number 1, Brewster at number 2. And like Luke just said, if the Mariners win this game, everything's locked up.
Yep.
It would be Harwich against Brewster starting on Tuesday and Chatham against YD. The 1-1 pitch is fouled down the first baseline near the Mariner dugout, 1-2.
But here's the thing. If Chatham wins this game tonight, they'd have to win both of them tomorrow, which seems like an uphill battle. They're starting that game against Katuitt. They're resuming it in the third inning. Chatham has a 1-0 lead already in that game. Come Sunday night, Whitey is playing for nothing.
The 1-2, a check swing on a breaking ball. He went around. Strike 3. And that's the inning. It seems like the Mariner players weren't sure what was happening, but a strikeout for Ben Alexson of Tyler Howell. And that does it here in the bottom of the 6th. 2-2, Chatham and Harwich as we go to the 7th on the Mariners Radio Network.
We're into the 7th inning and past 9 o'clock here at Veterans Field in Chatham. But the crowd in full effect. A tight one, 2-2 between the Mariners and the Anglers. Which kicks off the 7th inning with 9, 1, and 2 coming up. Chris Cola, Breamy, and Kirikov. Chatham turns to the 6'5", 250-pound left-hander Kyle English. English out of Lubbock Christian University. Left on left with Chris Cola. First pitch coming home. Fastball fouled back into the net for strike 1. It's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. English has only appeared one time on Cape Cod, pitched a scoreless inning last week with 2 strikeouts. 0-1. Up and in. Look out, Charlie Chris Cola. He gets out of the way. 1-1. Chris Cola's 0 for 2 tonight, a pair of strikeouts. Harwich had the bases loaded with just 1 out in the 4th inning. Chris Cola struck out. Trying to set the table in the 7th. 1-1, cut on and missed. Fastball right down the middle. Chris Cola couldn't connect with 92, and the big lefty, English, gets ahead. Two-strike pitch. Got him looking. A heater right on the outside corner at 95. Welcome to the game, Kyle English. That is paint with some serious gas behind it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big league pitch right there. That is a big league pitch.
Lineup turns over for Harwich. Nico Brini digs in. In the 7th inning, we give you our Trident Trivia answer of the day on the radio. Left on left with Brini. Here's the first pitch. That's a ball low. And the question today was, in what year did the Harwich Mariners play the most doubleheaders? Well, that was back in 2019. Harwich played 5 doubleheaders. Wow. We're in the second leg of our first one today. 1-0 to Brini. Chopped foul, first base side. Ball and a strike. It's been a long day. Milo, I don't know what time you went over to Bourne. You're a little bit closer than I am. I have a place in Dennis with a couple other Harwich interns. And I was up, probably left my house close to 9:50 this morning, got caught in traffic, and then we had to come all the way over here to Veterans Field, but it's been a great ball game. 1-1 to Brini. Check swing. Did he foul that off, or did it go to the backstop? And no, he did not touch it. The count's 2-1.
It was a little bit of a closer ride for me. Sawyer and I, our producer, went over, left at 10. However, we're talking about this long and grueling day. Still left the house at 10.
Well, it's 9:04 right now. Been on the clock for 11 hours, you could say. 2-1 pitch to Brini, swing and a miss. Belled high fastball, but when you throw it 94, English is pumping it in there saying, here's my stuff, can you hit it? 2-2 on the Mariners leadoff hitter. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 7th. Brini's 0 for 1, and on base twice today. 2-strike pitch. Up the middle, grabbed by the shortstop, Eshelman, and he throws him out. Brini ran into that one, but a really good first step from Aiden Eshelman at short, and there's quickly 2 outs in the Mariners 7th.
Yeah, that was laced. Ball's coming off the Mariner back today hard. Ended well, but nice play by the shortstop.
Now it's Micah Kirikoff's turn. Kirikoff hit a solo home run his last time up. Gave the Mariners a 2-1 lead. Chatham got it right back in the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-2. 2 outs, nobody on. English comes home to the righty Kirikoff. First pitch down low for ball 1. This is game 39. It's crazy to think about.
Unbelievable. Went by very fast.
Tomorrow night, the regular season finale at home against Brewster. 1-0. Up the middle, off of the glove of English. The shortstop, Eshelman, has a play at first, and he threw him out. A 1-6-3 inning-ending ground out off the bat of Kirikoff. That ball was hammered up the middle. But that's good defense from Chatham. Harwich goes in order. No runs on no hits. It's 2-2, and time for the 7th inning stretch here in Chatham. We'll be right back on the Mariners Radio Network. Bottom of the 7th here in Chatham, and one of the best sounds of the summer. All the youngsters here at Veterans Field up late, past 9 o'clock on Saturday night. Well, they just gave their rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game, one of my ballpark favorites, and we've got a really good baseball game tonight. 2 for Harwich, 2 for Chatham, bottom of the 7th, and the A's have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Eshelman, the shortstop, digs in. Alexson still on the hill. First pitch fastball misses inside at 86 miles an hour. Ben Alexson, the righty out of Fairfield, came in the game, tossed a 1-2-3 6th inning that went by so fast. Got out of there in 8 pitches. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball stays up high, and it's now 2-0 on Eshelman.
Yeah, Alexson is a crafty guy on the hill, has an interesting delivery. He stands first base side of the rubber as far right on the mound, our right, as you can, and his feet are open. His legs are open.
Comes home with the 2-0. Fastball barely misses off the outside edge, and it's now 3-0 in the Eshelman AB. This is not the part of the lineup that you want to give free bases to. Top of the order, featuring Paul Mees, a double tonight. Guzman, the team RBI leader. And the 3-0 is a get-me-over fastball that's in there for a called strike. Alexson is the third arm for Harwich tonight. 2 innings from the starter Bendick, 3 from Basil. They each gave up just 1 run. Here's the 3-1. Up and in, ball 4. A 5-pitch walk to the Chatham 8-spot hitter kicks off the home half of the 7th. And Jacob Driver is due up.
That's a good start to the inning for the A's.
That's just the 3rd free pass of the night from a Mariner pitcher. Now all 3 have issued 1 walk. Alexson still into the game. Runner on with nobody out. Driver's 1 for 2. Singled his last time up. Right on right matchup. First pitch from Alexson. Fastball just off the corner for ball 1. 5-pitch walk, and now you get behind 1-0 on Driver. But from being here and seeing how narrowly these pitches are missing, they're right there. Just got to tweak one little thing. The 1-0. Broken bat. Squibbler left side of the infield. Kurland at short only played a first, but he made it in time. Advancing into scoring position goes Eshelman, but that's a tough play from Kurland, and he continues to impress on a day where he's played shortstop in 2 separate games, and that's not his everyday spot.
Yeah, I mean, he has the arm. I think the one thing in question is maybe his range over at shortstop, but once he gets to the ball, he has enough to get it to first.
Smolinski a bigger guy, so he can glide a little bit more across the middle infield.
Yep.
But Kurland made that play. The lineup turns over for Jamie Paul Mees. Runner at second with 1 out. First pitch to Paul Mees. Taken for a strike. A really good changeup and a rare changeup in a right-on-right matchup. But Alexson gets ahead 0-1. Alexson working from the stretch. The pause and the pitch. In the air, deep to right center field. Breeny's going to get there, though. Makes the grab in right. And there's now 2 outs. Eshelman at second did not tag. And a nice bounce back to get 2 outs here from Ben Alexson after the leadoff walk.
Really nice. Just inducing soft contact. You have the broken bat. That a little lazy fly ball to right. Gotta close the door here.
And here's one of the tougher guys to close the door on. It's the bulldozer, Armani Guzman. Guzman's 1 for 3 tonight, but the .352 hitter has been electric all summer for the Chatham A's. Runner at second with 2 outs, 2-2 ball game here at Veterans Field. First pitch, dribbler foul, first base side. Alexson ahead with a first pitch strike. Some unique opportunities, whether it was Andrew Basil in the middle innings or Ben Alexson now into the 7th inning of a tie game. These are guys who have not pitched in necessarily late inning situations or especially close games.
Yeah, and you're putting guys into the fire here before the playoffs. Who knows when they're going to need to be used.
Everyone matters so much come this time of the year. 0-1 on its way to Guzman. Swung on, into right field, on the ground, a base hit. The windmill is on, the play at the plate, the throw is not in time. Armani Guzman, an RBI single, gives Chatham a 3-2 lead in the bottom of the 7th. A backbreaker for the Mariners.
I thought Nico Brini's throw was going to be on time. It was on the money, but just a little bit late.
Just a worm burner into right field. The second baseman, Chris Cola, was playing a little bit shaded up the middle. Really had no play on the ball. And good base running from Eshelman beats out a nice Brini throw. 3-2 Chatham. Runner at first after the Guzman RBI hit, and Jack Bell, the hitter from the left side. Alexson trying to keep it at 1. First pitch to Bell, down and in, ball 1. Every single contest between Harwich and Chatham continues to be tight, low scoring, important at the end of the game. 1-0 pitch. Bell pops it up sky high into the Chatham fog. Mariners infielder Curlin calls everyone off, and he dropped it. He lost it in the lights or the fog or the dark skies. No play on the ball. Guzman to third, Bell into first. And there could be more coming in the Chatham 7th.
Yeah, that one just high in the air. You kind of knew it was going to be trouble, and they give it an error. Some moans and groans from the crowd here.
Eddie Marshall, the cleanup man, has him on the corners. Insurance would go a long way. The bottom of the 7th, a 3-2 Chatham lead. 2-out situation. Right on right. Alexson on the hill. Comes home from the stretch. First pitch swinging. Marshall fouls off just a little bit. First strike 1. Jack Bell was on the move from first base, and now he has to retreat. That's something to keep an eye on. Would Stockman throw down to try and end the inning, even with a runner at third?
You wonder if the A's would come home in that situation. I'm not too sure.
Be ready for it, Armani. Be ready for it.
0 balls and a strike on the hitter Marshall. The pitch inside, 1-1. Guzman with speed off of third if a ball gets away from Stockman. 1-1. Ripped down the left field line. That's a base hit and extra bases for Marshall. Scoring from third is Guzman. The wave is on for Bell at first. It's a 2 RBI double, and the A's get the insurance they were looking for. Now a 3-run 7th inning. It's 5-2 Chatham.
Harwich was close to getting out of this. And now 2-out hitting for the A's is coming through. And all of a sudden you're down by 3. And that ball just stayed fair down the left field line.
The heart of this order have done their job tonight, trying to steal the 3 seed from Harwich. It would take more than a win tonight, but a 3-run 7th inning in what once was a 2-2 game has Chatham ahead 5-2. Runner at second, Marshall. Ty Peoples, the hitter. He takes ball 1 in the dirt. You look back to that Cade Kurland error. It was a 3-2 game after the Guzman RBI hit, but Jack Bell, an infield pop-up. The Mariners couldn't get out of the inning. 1-0. Taken for a strike. Alexson continues to throw that slider. It's now 1-1. We've seen some late game heroics between these two teams, but 2 RBI, 2-out double definitely shortens the Mariners' chance at a comeback tonight. 1-1. Hit high, deep down the right field line. Brini to the wall. It is gone. and I mean way out of here. A 2-run shot off the bat of Ty Peoples, just inside of the right field foul pole. It's now 7-2 Chatham on an endless 7th inning.
I think you put that well, an endless 7th inning. It seemed like the Mariners have been so close to getting out of this, and that was a no-doubter, almost over the hill outright.
There was a runner at second with 2 outs in this inning and nobody in. Then a single, then an error, then a 2 RBI double, and now the 2-run home run from Peoples. Cam Pruitt, the hitter for Chatham, takes a first pitch fastball inside. A 5-run Angler explosion. And this team continues to prove to their manager, who's away right now at his son's wedding, Dennis Cook, that they're ready for the playoffs. They're playing good baseball. 1-0 is called a strike.
They're playing really well at the perfect time right now. I would not want to play them.
Chatham, up until their loss yesterday, had won 5 in a row. 1-1 to Pruitt. Breaker stays upstairs. Chatham 6-4 in their last 10. Harwich just 3-7. Trending in different directions as of late. 2-1 pitch to Pruitt. Up the middle, another base hit. A line drive into left center field. Kirikoff chucks it back in. And this is some kind of rally for the A's in the 7th. That's now 5 consecutive Anglers hitters to reach.
Steve Engler out of the dugout. Goes to talk to his pitcher. Might be pulling him here.
And Engler is going to the bullpen. The A's have blown things open in the 7th. 5 runs in, they lead 7-2, and the half inning is not over just yet. We'll be back with the new Mariner pitcher when we come back on the Mariners Radio Network.
Try it, then buy it. Rent a new cat for up to 90 days. Then apply 100% of the rental cost to the purchase and save. The Milton Cat Rent to Purchase offer. Try it, then buy it. Go to miltoncat.com/RPO.
Reader's Hardwood Supply is a candy store for wood, whether you're a professional or an amateur. Reader's Hardwood Supply carries over 70 species of both domestic and imported lumber from around the world, displayed in over 300 self-serve bins for your selection. So for your next project, make it your masterpiece with stock from Reader's Hardwood Supply. The woods of the world are here at Reader's Hardwood Supply.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
If you stepped away, you missed a lot because the Chatham A's have scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 7th. 5 consecutive Anglers have reached. It's now a 7-2 Chatham lead over Harwich, and we're still in the bottom of the 7th. Runner at first, Cam Pruitt. Tyler Howe, the hitter. New arm into the game for Harwich is Luke Morgan. Runner goes from first, pitch inside a ball, throw down to second, not in time. A stolen base for Pruitt, his 4th of the summer, and Chatham continues to keep the pedal all the way down on the Mariners right now, looking for more in this 5-run 7th inning.
Yeah, it seems like this inning is never ending for Harwich.
1-0 the count on the hitter Howe. The pitch called a strike on the outside corner to even things up. Ben Alexson came in, pitched a 1-2-3 6th, and then had a runner at second with 2 outs in the 7th and just could not get out of an endless cycle of Chatham hits. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. That was a nasty pitch. Howe tried to hold back on a check swing and just conceded the strike eventually. That was ugly. 1-2. Luke Morgan, one of the Mariners' best relievers on the summer, giving up just 1 run in 7 innings pitched. 2-strike pitch, up and away, 2-2. You would have to think that, sure, this game matters, but now a 5-run deficit, bottom of the 7th. Maybe keep him fresh. He won't pitch tomorrow, won't pitch Monday on the off day. Probably should be able to give you some innings on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think everything is thinking forward.
2-2, jam shot into the netting, foul. So you lose Jackson Peavy. There's a lot of new faces in the Mariner bullpen. Someone's going to have to step up and become a dominant arm come the playoffs. 2-2. Cut on and miss. That's strike 3. A wicked breaking ball from Morgan warrants 2 ugly swings in the Howe at bat, but not before a Chatham A attack in the 7th inning. How about 3 hits, good for 5 runs, nobody left on base. We'll be right back for the start of the 8th. 7-2, Chatham leads on the Mariners Radio Network.
If you're a Massachusetts resident and don't have a bachelor's, you could be attending 4Cs for free, all while preparing for careers that actually move you forward. Aviation maintenance, nursing, dental, funeral service, we've got it all. capecod.edu/free.
Heading to Nantucket this summer? Skip the traffic and take to the skies with Cape Air. With convenient flights from Norwood to Nantucket, you can start your vacation sooner without the hassle of traffic. That way you spend more time relaxing and less time getting there. Experience the Cape Air difference and book your next flight today at capeair.com. Let Cape Air be your wings in the Northeast.
Chatham plates 5 to break the tie in what once was a 2-2 game. In the bottom of the 7th, it's now 7-2. And the start of the 8th inning on the Mariners Radio Network. Start of the 8th, let's take a look at scores across the Cape presented by the Massachusetts Office of Travel and Tourism. YD with a 6-4 lead in the bottom of the 10th against the Bourne Braves. That game's in extra innings. YD already secured the 1 seed. Cade Curlin, the hitter for Harwich, swings at a first pitch fastball, fouls it off for strike 1. Katuitt up 15-7 over Hyannis. Looks like their winning streak is going to end at 7. And some other games that have finished up. Wareham pounces on Falmouth 12-1, a win on the road over there at Gov Fuller Field. 0-1 to Curlin, misses up and away. Ball and a strike now on Cade. Orleans, although they're eliminated from playoff contention, they beat Brewster 5-4. And that win for Orleans gave YD the number 1 seed and Brewster the number 2 seed. 1-1 to Curlin. Taken outside, now 2-1 to the Mariners shortstop. And earlier today, the first leg of a Hyannis doubleheader, Hyannis beat Falmouth 4-3. Harwich beat Bourne 5-2. 2-1 the count on Curlin. Start of the 8th inning. Harwich down 5. Curlin a big swing at the 2-1, but he can't connect. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
How about over the last 3 games, Wareham in 3 wins is outscoring their opponents 28-3.
It's a Wareham team that was dead last on Cape Cod for a majority of this summer. 2-2 pitch outside. The count goes full on Curlin. Give credit to their manager, Ryan Smythe. They've really found a new focus in life. Ever since that All-Star break, they beat Harwich over there at Spillane Field in Wareham. They're fighting their way into the playoffs. Payoff pitch to Curlin. Punch the other way, foul down the first base line. Right idea. There was a big hole in between first and second. Curlin just a little bit too late. Talking to himself, walking around in the batter's box. There will be another payoff pitch.
So Wareham still playing right now. If they win, they would have 30 points.
Payoff. Up and away. An 8-pitch walk to Curlin and Harwich. That's exactly what they need. Base runners down by 5 in the 8th.
Katuitt is still playing as well over Hyannis right now, 15-8. So if Katuitt wins, Wareham already won. And Katuitt is going to win, so they will have 26 points.
First pitch to O'Leary, cut on and miss for strike 1. So that's still a battle going into tomorrow, between Katuitt and Wareham.
Do not know who's going to make it. Wareham against Hyannis. Katuitt plays 2. One against Bourne, one against Chatham.
0-1, swing and a miss. Nothing in 2 on the Mariners' first baseman, Sean O'Leary. Curlined off of first after a leadoff walk. The M's have their hands full. A 7-2 deficit in the top of the 8th inning. 2-strike pitch. Bouncing ball, softly hit first base side. Gloved by the first baseman. Howe, a race to the bag, and he beat O'Leary. That's the first out of the 8th. Howe had to come in down the first base line into the infield grass, and then it was about an equidistant running point for the race to start. But the Chatham A's first baseman beats the Mariners' first baseman. Curlin gets into second with 1 out. Quentin Coates coming up. Coates is 1 for 2 with a double and a walk so far tonight. And Steve Englert calls time. He's going to come out and have a word with his all-star slugger. What do you think this is about?
I'm not exactly sure, but it seems like Englert is fairly calm, staring into Coates. They're looking down the right field line.
So you know what Harwich is doing? Sean O'Leary just grounded out. He got moved to the DH tonight. So they're going to put O'Leary in as a pitcher, and right now Englert is buying time for Sean O'Leary to warm up in the Harwich bullpen.
That's exactly what's happening. O'Leary just picked up a ball in the bullpen.
Sean O'Leary is going to pitch tonight for the Harwich Mariners. And after running as fast as he could trying to beat out an infield hit, he sprints down the right field line to the Mariners bullpen. And he's warming up. Coates the hitter. English on the hill, the big lefty looks in and comes home. First pitch, called a strike with the fastball on the inside corner. You see this a lot in the big leagues when you don't want to, quote-unquote, waste one of your bullpen arms of a blowout game in the later innings. It's 7-2. Harwich a man in scoring position with 1 out. Pitch to Coates, hit high in the air, down the right field line. Chasing over is Paul Mees. He makes the catch a few steps in front of the warning track. Tagging at second is Curlin. He's into third. Now 2 outs in the top of the 8th.
Sean O'Leary's not getting too much time to warm up over there. He's 2 gone. He's got a real wind-up, though.
This was the guy that had been designated in previous games when there's been conversations about maybe a position player pitching. It was always Sean O'Leary, the name that came up. Coming up to the plate is J.P. Peltier. Man at third, 2 outs. Harwich down 7-2 in the top of the 8th. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Good fastball at 92 from the 6'5 lefty Kyle English. Gets ahead with strike one. I'm going to miss Veterans Field, but Chatham has really had Harwich's number in this ballpark. Looking for their third win here. The 0-1. Swing and a foul down the first base line and now out of play. 0-2 to J.P. Peltier. This is one of those guys where this at-bat might be insignificant to the outcome of the game when it's all said and done, but Harwich has got to get their all-star third baseman going at the plate. 16 runs batted in this summer, 2 homers, but now a sub-200 hitter. 0-2. Just a little bit low. English was off the mound, walking back to the dugout. But the 6'5 lefty's got to climb back, toes the third base side of the rubber, and looks in on the Mariner third baseman Peltier. Peltier ready to hit in the 2-strike count. Here's the 1-2. Fouled straight back. We'll do it again.
I'm looking at Sean O'Leary down there. He has a breaking ball, he's a fastball right now. He's throwing everything.
Bullpen catcher's not doing him any favors. Just threw that ball over his head. Peltier really taking his time in the box. Maybe buying more time for O'Leary, but Harwich trying to get back in this game. Down by 5. Runner at third. 2-strike pitch. Check swing, but he didn't go. 2-2 on Peltier. The pitching combination tonight for the A's. Justice DeYoung, the starter, went 2 innings of 1-run baseball. Leo Odom came in, 2 innings of scoreless baseball. Ty Tames came in for 2 innings of 1-run baseball. And now Kyle English is an out away from 2 innings of scoreless baseball. 2-2. Up the middle. Second baseman Cam Pruitt has shifted that way. He's there, and he throws out Peltier. The Mariners strand a leadoff walk from Kurland at third base. No runs on no hits, no Chatham errors, and 1 left on. It's 7-2 Chatham. We're going to the home half of the 8th on the Mariners Radio Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Life can be full of surprises, but Eastern Propane and Oil is always just a call away. With a local team member available 24/7, we're always ready to support you when you need it. With an Eastern Propane and Oil technician on the way, your family's comfort is our priority. Our local team, over 500 strong, ensures your home is comfortable and warm. Eastern Propane and Oil, a local team with 24/7 service and delivery, ensuring comfort when you need it most.
It's been a long day for the Harwich Mariners. A doubleheader and the first leg that started this morning around noon, all the way at the Sagamore Bridge in Bourne. Harwich won 5-2. A really good pitching effort. But now, trailing by 5, a 7-2 Chatham lead here at Veterans Field. Harwich puts in the position player Sean O'Leary to pitch. Bottom of the 8th, Tyler Howe, the hitter. First pitch from O'Leary, an 87-mile-an-hour fastball, misses low for ball one. 87?
Good stuff.
This is the Mariners' everyday first baseman. The 1-0 is down with an 86-mile-an-hour fastball, 2-0. Harwich's starter, Brady Bendick, who is a pitcher at Navy, does not throw an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-0. There's the breaking ball, and it's clobbered deep out to left field. Jones can't get it. It one-hops over the fence. A ground rule double for Tyler Howe. His second extra base hit of the night, and it comes off Sean O'Leary to kick off the Chatham 8th.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to throw it down the middle. It's not overpowering at 97, but a ripper of a ball. But it's good to see Sean O'Leary get some pitching reps.
Paul Jones didn't get a good jump at all on that ball in left. He actually came in. His first step was in. The ball was over his head the entire way. Not sure if he would have gotten there. Runner at second with nobody out. Aiden Eshelman, the hitter for Chatham. First pitch to Eshelman. Popped up down the right field line. Twisting foul. Brini up against the fence. He slides but can't get there. In a 7-2 game, Nico Brini is running full speed on a slide into the right field fence. That shows you the type of hustle that he plays with. And that long fly ball and good Brini effort is only good for strike one.
And Brini crashed into the fence there.
Eshelman's had a nice night, 1 for 2, singled and walked, scored 2 runs. Runner at second with nobody out, Chatham up 5 in the 8th. Here comes the 0-1, look out. O'Leary tried a curveball for the first time. It's now 1-1. Pitch missed up and in on the righty Eshelman. O'Leary working from the stretch like a true pitcher would. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball down and away. 3 balls and a strike. So we've seen O'Leary play third base this year. We've seen him play first. We've seen him as the DH. Here's the 3-1. Bouncing ball back to O'Leary. An acrobatic catch. Turn, and he threw him out at first base. It's almost like every pitcher should have the infield ability as Sean O'Leary. Well, guess what? He's an infielder. And he made a really nice play for the first out of the 8th.
Yeah, Sean O'Leary started the season as the third baseman for Harwich. An opening day against YD. He's showing off his fielding abilities. Nice throw to first.
Eshelman, after his leadoff double, advances to third. Here's Jamie Palmise. First pitch, cut on and fouled back for strike one. It's a Chatham rout, but it was close all the way into the 7th inning stretch. A 5-run 7th inning featuring a Peoples home run. A Marshall 2 RBI double blew this game open. 0-1. Chopped foul. It's off the Chatham dugout, and it's now 0-2. Can O'Leary get a strikeout? He needs one. Got to keep that ERA down.
He's got the stuff.
He's getting more and more comfortable working from the windup now with just 1 runner off of third base. 0-2 pitch. Skied down the right field line, but foul. Bunch of kids waiting on that one to come down. That fastball came in at 89. That's a third baseman, 89? Definitely pitched in high school.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of these guys probably pitched in high school. And O'Leary looks like he was pitching yesterday, though.
That's a good line. 0-2 the count on Paul Mees. O'Leary looking for his first career strikeout. The pitch chopped back to the pitcher O'Leary. Play is to first. O'Leary made it, and he's an out away from a scoreless inning as the lead runner at third, Eshelman, could not advance home.
How about a couple 1-3 putouts? He's pitching, but he's also fielding.
Two outs, runner at third is Eshelman, and Armani Guzman gets an at-bat. So here's the real test. The best hitter in the Chatham lineup. Can O'Leary pitch a scoreless inning? First pitch. Swing and a miss. 88 right past ya. Strike one. You see the guys come in as position players in the big leagues, and they throw those eephus pitches at 45 miles an hour. They start in the clouds, and then they come into the zone. This is straight gas. 0-1. Taken for a strike. 87-mile-an-hour heater right at the letters. Guzman shakes his head, laughs, looking to the Chatham dugout. But he's down 0-2. 2-strike pitch. Outside in the dirt. 1-2.
I mean, he's got an arsenal up there. What is he going to go to?
I think you just throw Guzman that shoulder-high fastball and go for the strikeout. 2-strike pitch, breaking ball, ripped to second on one hop. Chris Cola picked it, and he threw out Guzman. A scoreless 8th inning from the Mariners' first baseman, third baseman, and designated hitter tonight, Sean O'Leary. That's awesome stuff. Having some fun down by 5 for the last time at Veterans Field in Chatham. See if the Mariners can come back in the top of the 9th on the Mariners Radio Network. Top of the 9th, Harwich down 5 runs on the road in Chatham. It's 7-2. Just a heads up, this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Chatham turns to their every night closer, Collins Black, the righty out of NC State. Black has already blown 1 save against Harwich this summer. The last time the Mariners were here, Harwich was down by 2, sent the game to the bottom of the 9th. Leadoff hitter for the M's is the catcher Tucker Stockman, spits on ball 1 away. 5 runs is not just any deficit, though. It would take quite the rally. Stockman batting 7th tonight for Harwich. The 1-0. That's inside, 2-0. And like they did the last time we were here, the Mariners bullpen migrates down the right field line into the Harwich dugout. And there's, say, 25, 30 guys in there making some noise. And it brings the catcher Eddie Marshall out to talk to Collins Black after a 2-0 start to the Stockman AB.
Quick meeting on the mound here. Didn't take too long.
Black has been very solid this summer, apparently against everyone besides Harwich. 3 saves, a 3.38 ERA. Trying to find the zone. Here's the 2-0. That's down and away, 3-0. Now, you can't really come back unless you get the leadoff guy on. There's avenues to do it, but you want to set the table.
Yep.
And a 3-0 count to Stockman's a good start. The 3-0. That's a strike. Fastball at 92, clips the outside corner. Now 3-1 on the Mariner catcher. Paul Jones on deck. Charlie Criscola after him. Then the top of the order for Harwich. 3-1. Up high, ball 4. Leadoff man on for the Mariners in the 9th.
Well, it's the start that they need. They got to keep the train rolling.
It must be a really unique and cool opportunity to be a summer baseball team's closer. Harwich doesn't have a closer. Every time Chatham has a lead in the 9th inning, Collins Black comes into the game.
He
This is
pitches
the
a
5th
lot.
meeting against Chatham this summer. We've seen him 4 times. Paul Jones digs in. First pitch to him. Cut on and miss. Strike 1. Got a thigh-high fastball. Jones tried to put that into the fire station over the right field fence. Couldn't connect. 0-1 on Jones. Black comes home with the 0-1. That's too tall. Ball and a strike on the Mariner left fielder. The last time Jones saw an at-bat with Collins was right here at Veterans Field.
Yep.
He had an RBI triple off the right center fence. Sparked the Mariners' comeback that night. 1-1. Fouled back into the netting. And Jones down to his final strike, 1-2.
That was a full swing from Jones, just underneath it.
Jones is 0 for 3 tonight. He's 4 for 29 in the Cape League, but a power bat, maybe that's going to come off the bench in the playoffs for Harwich. 1-2. Fouled straight back over our heads, and Jones stays alive, catching a piece at a high fastball. Infield playing straight up. A large crowd. I mean, we're late into the night. 9:50. Still hot. Kind of a humid night in Chatham. 68 degrees. 2-strike pitch. Outside, 2-2. Mariners dugout continues to buy more into maybe a 9th inning heroic comeback as each pitch misses. Leadoff walk to Stockman. He's aboard. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Paul Jones. 2-2. Hit in the air down the left field line, but foul. Jones was late on another high fastball, but he's staying alive.
He's battling.
Jones taps the plate a few times. Now he's ready from the left side. Black working from the stretch. 2-2 again. Outside, ball 3. The ringleader of all the shenanigans in the Mariner dugout, well, it's Ty Smolinski. Just got his 2nd off day of the entire summer. And it's not really an off day because he played in the first leg of the doubleheader this morning. Payoff pitch. Swing and a drive deep to right center field. Paul Mees to the wall, and he caught it on the run. Jones barely missed that one. Maybe by a few centimeters on the sweet spot, and allowed first out of the Harwich 9th.
Oh, Paul Jones likes hitting here. You can tell. Sees the ball well. Almost hit a home run earlier in the game, and that one almost gone too.
Charlie Criscola digs in. A tough night for Chuck. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. First pitch to him. Up and away, ball 1. Stockman still off of first. A 7-2 Chatham lead in the top of the 9th. Looking to make things closer for the battle for the 3 seed in the East Division. 1-0. Up and away again with another fastball. 2-0. And when it's all said and done, this might not be for the 3 seed, but it is for the summer series. Both teams have won 2. This is the rubber game, number 5, the finale. 2-0, clips the inside corner. Black, nothing but fastballs to start out Chris Cola. But the Mariners' second baseman ahead, 2-1. Now he's ready to hit. 2-1. Swing and a miss. 4 straight fastballs. Back-to-back strikes even the count. And it's 2-2. Double play ball could end it. Infield playing straight up. Here comes the 2-2 to Charlie Criscola. Swing and a miss. Black struck him out, and the M's are down to their final out tonight. Criscola 0 for 4 with 4 punch-outs. That's one he will want to forget.
Yeah, just fastball right on by.
Nico Brini, leadoff man for Harwich. Been aboard twice tonight. A walk and a hit by pitch. Just trying to extend this game. Harwich down by 5. 2 outs with 1 on in the top of the 9th. First pitch to Brini, taken right down Broadway for a called strike 1. What a place this is, Veterans Field, the best ballpark on Cape Cod. And I know, I love White House Field, but I've spent 2 summers on the Cape, and you can't beat this place. 0-1 to Brini. Swung on and popped up behind home plate. Is it fair or foul? And it hits into the second row of the seats for strike 2. Took a massive bounce, maybe 50 feet in the air.
Yeah, that was real high of a bounce, and then someone caught it on the fly.
Nice. Harwich is not going to come out of Chatham with a single win in this ballpark all summer. The A's on the year have been 11-7 at home. Their overall record is under 500 by 2 games, so they've really done a great job playing here this summer. Harwich down to their final strike. Black on the hill. The 0-2 pitch down low, 1-2. The Mariners will be back in action tomorrow against the Brewster Whitecaps. That'll be an afternoon game tomorrow against Brewster. Just 7 innings for the season finale. 2-strike pitch. Swing and a drive deep into center field. Guzman going back, but he tracked it down, and the Anglers win it. 7-2. Chatham catapults themselves into a victory and the summer series against the Harwich Mariners behind a 5-run 7th inning to break things open.
5-run 7th was the winning inning, obviously, for Chatham. And they get the job done, and they are good here at home. They improved to 12-7 here at Veterans Field on the season. So a real home field advantage for the A's. And now if the Mariners see them in the future this summer, it will be in the playoffs and in the second round of the playoffs, more specifically.
That's the only way that these 2 ball clubs could meet again. Chatham takes this one 7-2, 10 hits as an offense. Ty Tames, the reliever, gets the win for the Anglers. Ben Alexson booked for the loss tonight after giving up all 7 in that, all 5 in that 7th inning Chatham rally. It was fun. I mean, both of these teams have been neck and neck in the standings all summer, but now Harwich is still in a position to control their own destiny if they can beat Brewster tomorrow to officially lock in that 3 seed. It's still interesting as we're going to wake up on Sunday morning.
Yep. Harwich and Brewster tomorrow at White House Field, and 1 more game to go, and it could be a really interesting scenario where you've got Brewster for a possible 4 straight games, which would be interesting but fun. And a crosstown rivalry maybe brewing here in round number 1 of the Cape Cod playoffs.
Some standout performances of the night. Micah Kirikoff, 2 for 3 with a solo home run. Also a single, got on base with a walk. Kirikoff reaches in 3 of 4 at-bats. A really impressive night as he continues to climb in the lineup. And the A's say bye to home. Chatham will be on the road tomorrow against YD. So this will be the final game until the postseason played at Veterans Field, one way or another. For Harwich, Well, we'll say goodbye to the regular season at home. Both the A's and the M's have clinched the playoffs, but where will they be seated? We'll know tomorrow night as the Cape League playoffs kick off on Tuesday. Harwich seeing if they will face YD or Brewster in the opening round when the regular season is all said and done. But the final tonight from Veterans Field, 7 for Chatham, 2 for Harwich. For my producer Sawyer Goldwine, my partner Milo Hoffman,